strong-arm people to argue about something they don't know about or they're not familiar with, you know. So you go ahead, you pick the argument,
my prompt would be
and
something like,
I'll try to weigh in. Okay.
okay, uh, is the panelverse have built-in propaganda to sway people to left-right paradigms and think inside of a box?
Sure, I can take
guys,
that. I'll say that yes, that's true. I can take the affirmative on that. Are you trying to say that that's not true?
I'm trying to say yes, that most prompts in the panelverse is designed to still continue to keep people inside of a box thinking in this left-right paradigm, even though it's designed to appear as if it's free thinking.
Okay. Then I guess I can take a more esoteric position and say that the panelverse itself doesn't actually proclificate this. It's the people participating within it, and depending upon the platform that you present within the panelverse, you might be able to avoid that.
Which is why we need free speech. So let's do it.
Do you guys have a prompt? Can you give me a prompt?
Yeah, the panelverse is built to delineate people into left and right.
Right. I'm saying it's not.
So the panelverse is polarizing.
No, yeah. The panelverse is actually unionizing people into the government propaganda box in the left-right paradigm instead of letting people think outside of the left-right paradigm.
I'm going to let you two sort it out. Do you understand the prompt, EOD?
I think so.
Are you the affirmative or the defense?
I'm the defense.
You're the affirmative? All right, you'll go first. All right. I don't really give a shit at this point. You guys better make a good debate, though. I'll kick both of them.
I'll try my best.
I know you will. All right, Steelman, you'll have 1 minute to start talking, and we'll move on.
All right, thank you. Thanks, everyone. So I'm trying to say that most of the hosts and panelists and mod people are already sucked into the mainstream media concept of the left-right paradigm, government. Into this thinking, and in fact, we see it now that the left or the right has gone so far right that they're actually left, and they call it the horseshoe effect. Now that we're seeing that the left is right and the right is left, they become one party. It's a ridiculous game that they're playing, right? And they're modding the people who speak out, and so now, like he's saying, he's not for open free speech in panel verses, and when they're kicking people out of panels that speak out and have outside of the box thinking. They keep this left-right paradigm bullshit game going, and it appears that we're having these open debates and these open discussions, but all the prompts are designed to push either the left or right agenda.
That's time. All right, EOD, just start talking when you're ready, buddy.
Okay. Well, it's plain to see that the panelverse itself cannot possibly be guilty of this. It's the people who participate in the panelverse. It's the panelists themselves, as well as the panel coordinators who put people together who live under this very paradigm that you're trying to describe. Now, if we had more libertarians, more Green Party communists come together and talk about the gray areas of things, it would be a lot less polarizing than what it is. But at the end of the day, what attracts attention, what attracts people is what they're used to and what they're comfortable with. And what they're comfortable with is the polarized nature of ideological discourse in America, which has always been left and right. And so, yeah, totally stands the reason that this would be the natural conclusion of things, all things being equal. But is it designed for it? Not necessarily.
20 seconds left. That was awesome. All right. You're going to have 5 minutes on the clock. I want a nice, clean debate. Let's stay on topic. Start wandering off. I'm going to bring you back. Not that I actually know what the fuck the topic is because this sounds like gobbledygook, but let's roll with it. 5 minutes. One of you start talking. I'll start the clock.
Okay. Steelman, explain to me right now, if the panelverse is designed to be so ultimately polarizing, why is it that you and I are together on this panel right now? Because you are clearly opposite of me, and I'm clearly opposite of you, and there couldn't be anything more centralized than having two opposite ends speaking together and interchanging thoughts and ideals.
In a polarized manner. Like he clearly doesn't understand.
Designed for it, okay? But it does perpetuate it.
What's going on, Grand Designs?
What I'm getting at is, even as I mentioned earlier, the reason
I figure everybody else who streams debates does this shit, like sits here and talks shit about the people and doesn't actually listen. So I may as well try it out myself, see how it feels.
And most of the other channels will actually.
What would you define as free speech?
Well, letting people speak their mind, and so when you have
debate itself is inherently combative and is inherently
if I blatantly started
into affirmative and
all army personnel right now on Grid's channel, you think he's gonna have a problem with that?
He might, but if it's within the debate topic or if it's on topic, he's going to
if
allow
it's
it
on
and allow
topic,
this
yeah.
word.
Okay.
I can mute that for at least a second. So I am participating in a single elimination improv debate panel. You may recognize that dude on the bottom there from my debates last Saturday. He was a judge. So he hosts his own debates over on, I guess he also sticks his toe into Twitch a little bit, but basically he does things very differently from the way I do it. He brings two people. He has like a huge room full of people. He brings two people in at a time, finds something that they can disagree on, and then whoever loses gets kicked out. Okay, you've watched Grit a bit on Twitch. There you go. See, never seen him on Twitch, so I don't even know like where he streams or what he's streaming under. But anyway, yeah. So Tyler, an average debate enjoyer, had sort of turned me on to him a little bit and got me onto his panel for a nerd night. Here I am for a politics night, so cheers. So that said, I figured I may as well at least give it a shot and see what I think. And I did it last week before last as well. It didn't go terribly, but there's one of the judges like sorely dislikes me, which is okay. It's just kind of comical because you can't win if it's a popularity contest and one of the does. You know what we're going to do? We need to fix that real quick. Select different screen. Shit's got. Watch it disappear, kids. Watch it just fade to nothing. So amateur. So amateur. So stream. Not there. Anyways, so yeah. So I'm going to turn back on, listen to them go back and forth, even though it's a thing. It's a thing.
Back to a time long before our country even existed, back when kings and queens ruled all over Europe. So that I couldn't imagine anything more polarizing than to be for a monarchy. So it's like in trying to make a point and brown nose to one of the judges, you've absolutely completely disproven your whole premise.
How
because
so?
you're leaning on somebody who's inherently polarizing and his point of view, which is deeply conservative.
But what I'm saying is, when have you even heard anybody argue for that point or anything other than these talking points of how if you say anything outside of the talking?
Since I started around in this circle, there's been a few monarchists come up. I mean, some of them from the Crucible.
The problem is you keep interrupting me, man.
You know, I'm trying to answer your question. You asked me a question. I've seen that a few times. It's come up a lot.
I'll tell you what, Grand Designs. I am
that's why we had to come up with our
always looking for more people, especially if he is a streamer. Give him an invite to the Discord channel. Let him know. Like, tell him to say something when he comes in. You said he's a streamer. I'll give him the streamer rights, and I'll start tagging him in and sending him the prompts. Absolutely love that. Is he more center, left, or right? How would you describe him? Just so you know, you can always do it like this. Boom. More center left. So basically kind of like me. Sounds perfect. Yep. Get him in there. Although I'm always looking for reasonable and sensible conservatives, like people who are on the right but aren't just fucking breathers.
Out the extremes and find the middle ground between the two juxtaposed ideologies that are supposed to be against each other. One for conserving the stability of the current time in the past, and one for progress, supposedly, into the future. Right? That's the whole point behind having a dichotomy in the first place.
Okay. All right. That was your 5 minutes and then a bit.
Out of me.
I don't know who's singing.
Sounds like Tyler.
No, not Tyler.
Well, it goes fast, man. I appreciate it.
Probably, it's probably Agrippas.
Yeah, Agrippas.
Well, I just unmuted, so it wasn't me.
All right. So, wow. All right. I'm not touching this one. I'm going directly to the judges. And I'm literally going directly to Anson Knowles first.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting debate. Who's singing? Agrilapola, stop singing. All right, so we got EOD. I gave you a little bit more credibility in that debate. I gave y'all both about equal points for emotional appeal, and I gave Steelman 1 extra point for logic over EOD in that debate, just because of the fact that the quantity of reasoning in the arguments, not necessarily the quality. And I'm going to give, since I've got a split decision, actually, I have y'all both at 8 points. I'm going to have to make this on entirely qualitative judgment metrics. And I'm just going to have to say that nobody takes you seriously, Steelman. You lost.
That's cold.
That works for me.
All
Cheers.
right.
True.
Okay. Tyler.
Someone's got some bad feedback coming in.
Yeah, somebody's mic is on. Is
All
it
right.
you, Pixels?
No,
Who's got a cat?
you're not muted. You got to unmute and remute.
I got a cat. My bad. I pressed the right one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, like it can't be me. I'm double muted. I'm software and hardware muted.
right.
So going, it was you were the feedback. When you come into this program, the mute doesn't work. It sucks. So going into the introductions, one of the biggest parts of judgment for me, EOD started off with saying design, and I kind of feel like he sort of conceded the prompt when he said, like, yeah, this happens. Yeah, it's based off the markets. Actually, the reason it's happening is because these are the most common viewpoints, and the people want to see the contention. So in a way, you were somewhat conceding in your prompt. He pressed you on that right away. You immediately dropped it and corrected for it. So I don't think you actually conceded the prompt in that. I feel like you were struggling for a bit. You kept going down some paths. I was going to give this to Steelman hands down, but your last comment as you were coming out was not only the winning argument, probably the best argument made the entire debate. This is how the system is supposed to work. I thought that right there was enough of a critique. And since it came out right at the end, he wasn't able to address it at all. That was enough of a critique to penetrate his affirmative stance. So I gave it to AOD.
Cheers.
All right. And Agrillipus.
Yeah, this was pretty hard because we didn't like I was just trying to go off the prompt, and I think the prompt was in the panel verse. It's meant to delineate people from left and right. Am I mistaken?
Nope, that's what it was.
So neither one of them really addressed that. Steelman went on to talk about CNN and Charlie Kirk, and he was going off mainstream media as BS. EOD did a better job of addressing it, but not quite like in the panel verse side. But more describing how it's a bipartisan system altogether in a general way of speaking. So I have to give it to EOD because he actually made way more sense.
Clean sweep.
Well, by God, that's a first. At least since like I damn near won and beat Beth, but
I know. Usually you lose. It's not that we hate you.
Yes, it is.
It was tough though, man. I mean, to give them some constructive criticism. Like neither one really neither one of you guys really touched super a lot on the panel verse and the prompts in the panel verse. We kind of like dug into some weeds with some other shit. So
yeah. Anybody else got any feedback before I launch? And
yeah, I just want to say I have actual feedback. Steelman, you're a piece of shit. I don't understand why you're here. Okay. How listen, this guy, I know you guys probably will want to have him because you want to have a fucking lolcow to laugh at, which is totally fine by me. But I would not recommend you ever trying to do anything with this guy at the Fed front. He will say, yeah, I'll do it, and then will not show up, and then show up an hour late and be like, yeah, that was my point. Fucking scumbag. That's why you're banned from my channel. It's not because of your speech. I don't care about what you have to say. It's because you're fucking awful piece of shit. That's why.
I've got
That's
feedback
why,
for-
Steelman.
Okay, that was brutal.
Steelman,
that was from the heart, though. I could tell Emmett means that. That's from the heart. So, Steelman, I let you set the prompt because the last time you were here, you went like way off into like prehistoric stuff that was weird. and I thought maybe this time you wouldn't. All you really had to do was talk about how the
Prehistoric
Panelverse
stuff.
has a, even when we get into like Star Wars forums, you have Empire versus the Rebels. When it literally basically everything in the Panelverse and the YouTube sphere that we're in is you can divide it into us versus them. It doesn't even have to be right or left. You could have said that and you would have probably won, but instead you went in this esoteric anti-CNN, or not even esoteric, but that's not the right word. I'm searching at the moment. You went into this diatribe about CNN and the mainstream media and the crap that they feed us. And I'm not a judge, so I really don't care that much. But
see, I see you as a CNN talking head, and I see EOD as a Fox talking head, and it's just the same shit.
I got that.
And can I address this? Because I think I can actually clear it up a little bit.
Appreciate that.
I speak hippie and homeless. So when really what you should have said, Stillman, is you should have said that the Panelverse tends to lean more towards establishment style topics, and depending on who the host is going to determine which way they're trying to skew the argument. If you go on a WIC panel, it is going to be set up primarily to where the left will win. That's why he picks certain people.
That'll make everything work out great.
Picks the opponents. That's why he picks who teams up with who. Okay. If you go on to some right-leaning panels, sometimes that'll happen as well. I believe that actually conservative channels tend to be a little bit more fair-minded when it comes, because they'll ask, hey, who wants to do this? And people will like raise their hand and say, yeah, I'll do it. Where leftist panels will actually reach out to other creators. Hey, will you debate this? So it's really depending on who the host is. I think you could have worded the prompt a little bit better. I think you need to collect your thoughts just a little bit on what you want to talk about, and then say it in a way that everyone understands, because the prompt that was given was nonsensical and meandering. And if you would have
we
just
came up with that.
Well, it doesn't matter, my man. Look, put the joint down, come here sober, and you would probably do better. I'm not going to lie.
Grid presented us with several very clear and cogent prompts, and you had a problem with every single fucking one of them. You didn't want to fucking debate.
Right, and then we said, let's make up one.
Look, I'll defend the man. I will defend the man too. Okay. Look, if he's not interested in a prompt, he's not.
That's totally cool.
Like,
I mean, I get it. I understand why you're not interested.
Debate anyone for any topic.
Is that there was a lot of choices there that were very cogent and cohesive and tight and small and straight to the point. But we had to go all down this damn journey. That's why I don't have a lot of strong feeling about it in the first place. And to be frank, I think the prompt is probably correct. Rather than trying to stand against it, my natural tendency would be to say that honestly, it is polarizing. Part of the reason is this is what gets the audience involved. This is what gets the panelists involved. This is what makes makes it worth the time for the host, right?
So Steelman, I think that you had the winning argument. You just didn't articulate it well enough, because I actually understood what you were trying to do when you were starting to reference the mainstream media. You were talking about how people are programmed to think in binary terms because we're basically trained not to think, we're trained how to think. And so when people get on panels, they're just basically cosplaying the lack of intellectual capability that they have.
Like Anson Knowles just nails it. Nails it like it's his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right, Steelman, you got to go. Get out. Go away. We got to get on around two. Hey, man, I do appreciate you showing up, though. That at least takes guts. It takes balls.
Can you hear me on the mute right now?
Sorry?
Am I muted or can you hear me?
I can.
We can hear you.
The fuck? I'm trying to figure out, because it shows me as muted, but new mic, I'm trying to figure it out.
I can't hear whoever's trying to talk. Yeah.
I can't hear
whoever's
trying
typing.
to talk. Right. Yeah.
I think Beth was trying to talk, but she's muted.
Oh, I can hear her.
We
Ancom, I think you're typing.
Ancom
when I
was, he has.
I can hear you right now.
There we go.
I was asking because when I was muted, when it was showing me as muted, it seemed like people could hear me. So I'm just trying to figure out if there was a problem.
Yeah, just make sure your inputs are proper.
All right. we need to get moving, guys. We got a lot of people to eliminate here and not a lot of time to do it. So let's make some tracks. Who wants the next round? Who's got,
Feed me
we got a
someone
grudge
good.
match
Let's
going on?
go.
What you got going on?
I don't have any grudges. Just feed me someone. Let's go.
All right. What would you like to argue? I'll pick.
I don't care. You pick the topic. You pick the person, and I'll nom.
I say Confluence and Sparky.
Oh, I throw Ancom at him.
Or that, yeah. Either way.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. You know what?
Let's go.
That's going to be a good one. All right. So let me knock everybody down. You guys just calm down a minute. It's really interesting. By the way, I got to be honest with you.
Ancom.
I thought letting Steelman set his own prompt was going to be like the way to go, but that did not work out like I saw it in my head.
I did what I could. I'm sorry. There wasn't a whole lot to work with there.
Nah, you were good. Yeah. I'm still hiding you, though. Got to go away.
Yeah.
See you.
Well,
all right, Marte.
Honestly,
you didn't get to say a word this time.
Bro is a space cadet. That's all it is, and
he always has like this really weird that's the wrong guy. Wrong guy.
Listen,
all right. I meant to hide you and you, but I hid the other guy. I gotta go down and find him again. There he is. Sorry about that.
Hey man, shit happens. Let's go.
All right. What?
No, I don't have to worry about accidentally
any of the
getting
earlier
heard.
topics that I gave, or do
We're all
you
here to
have
cheer
a
for
specific
Ancom.
topic that you would like to debate?
We're here to debate whatever you throw our way. So let's do that.
Yep.
All right.
Throw a topic, and we can just say how we feel about it, and we'll go from there.
All right. Yeah.
I like it. You know what, man? You know what, dude? High five.
All right. I got one for you. Is it fair to sleep your way to the top?
Is it fair to sleep your way to the top?
Pick your side,
Just because I'm this weird, hyper literal autistic fuck, we're talking about having sex with people in order to advance in your career.
Yes.
Cool. Just making sure.
Career.
I would say I disagree. I would say no, it is not fair.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a tough one, and usually that's more of a male female thing. But you said whatever. Should we bring back arranged marriage?
Definitely not.
I'm good with either of these topics, man. I don't care.
All right.
I'm just giving you
my position on them.
Sure.
So if you want to take an opposing position, feel free.
I got a list. Let me run down some. You guys. I want you guys to be comfortable with the topics. All right. So let's.
And I can take the affirmative on it.
Okay.
I'll bite the bullet on that one and take the affirmative. I don't agree with it, but I'll fight it just because I think it's an interesting thing to debate.
All right. So, all right, hold on. I got two more for you to think about. First is, who's more abusive in relationships, men or women? The second is, should the man have the ultimate final say in household decisions?
Is this in a married or just a?
It just says household, so I'm going to assume married or living together.
Okay.
So I got 4 topics to pick from.
All right. So for the abusive one, I would say probably men tend to be more abusive in relationships, and for the final say one, I would say no. The man should not necessarily have.
I'm here
the
to
final
show
say.
face because he showed up and did something for me. So. Plus, you guys don't get to see me debate very often. You hear me moderating.
Then
this way I can
let's
show
go
that
for no. The man should not
complete
always have the final say in a relationship.
You're anti-patriarchy. Gotcha. All right, cool. I'm fucking with you.
Trust me. I've been around enough people who make fun of me for what I believe. I've gotten a very tough skin.
Hey, look, man, it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
It is okay to be wrong, and I'm trying. My goal is to learn every day.
So he is saying that that it is not the case that men should have ultimate final say. So he would be defending, and you are the affirmative, sir. Mm-hmm. So you will go first. I'm going to give you 1 minute on the clock. Give me 1 second to get that dialed in. I'm sorry, Mike. For whatever reason, I cannot get the clock that goes on OBS to actually fucking work. I think it's
Dr. Horseradish. He has it working perfectly.
Yeah, it's like a widget or something that just doesn't. It's just not working right. So I just do it by hand. I apologize.
There's an overlay. There's an overlay, and we could talk about that offline.
Yeah. I have the overlay and the widget, but it just never works right. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I will figure it out at some point, but maybe I'll talk to you about it later. That'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
So Sparky, whenever you're ready, you take a minute, get your thoughts together, and then just go. And I will start the clock as soon as you start speaking.
When it comes to a household, when it comes to a family unit or some type of tribal unit, the man should always take the lead. In Western society, we use the Bible as a moral guideline. In the Bible, it does state that men shall be the leader of their family, and that men
this dude's
shall
going
be the
to
leader of a congregation,
religion.
and women shall not. Now, if you look at Eastern society, like I lived in Japan for 3 years, the men are the ones that are the public-facing authority in every.
Just because it is
unit.
doesn't mean it ought.
The only difference that may happen at sometimes is women actually do have some social power, but they hide that. They hide that because it is considered socially.
Women have
unacceptable
way
for the
more
women to
social
take the
power
lead.
than men give
This
them
happens
credit for.
all over the world, and I challenge you to tell me why a public-facing woman should be the lead in any decision that's made in the household. Because at the end of the day, they don't think with logic; they think with their heart.
5 seconds left. That was excellent. All right, when you're ready, ANCAP or AMCON, I got you.
I get that a lot. It's all right. So my opponent has brought up the Bible and Eastern societies and generally tradition as an argument against women having decision power. But I think more recent history has shown us that women not only are capable, but in some cases, not all, but some cases are more capable than men at making logical, rational decisions that don't come from a place of fear of threatened masculinity, of general competition with other men around them. They tend to follow more cooperative ideas, whereas men tend to be more competitive. And generally speaking, they will have roughly the same level of social and rational cognition as men in making decisions that apply to a household.
All right, that was great.
I don't know how long that was.
Landed the plane.
15 seconds left. That was like flawless. Cool. Do you need to take care? I hear the child in the background. Do you need to do anything?
Oh, it's not a child. It's a cat.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like it can be.
That is a whiny cat.
Yes, she is. Yeah. So what she does is she will find a sock. She will pick it up and then she will roam around the house making that noise for a good 5 minutes. It's very obnoxious. I've learned to live with it.
Okay. All right. You guys have 5 minutes on the clock. Start talking and I'll start the clock.
So I basically want to say this. I know that you mentioned that men are more competitive, and I would actually argue that, yes, competition is what makes things better. Why would you try to deny that?
Because cooperation generally leads to better outcomes than competition, especially when you're talking about a household situation where the leaders of the family are better off when they are in agreement on matters.
It didn't even dawn on me what your name was, dude. You just
not
got
to mention
so much
competing between households, say within a neighborhood, ends up with people getting into massive amounts of debt, ends up with various complexes about superiority or inferiority. It leads to all sorts of problems in a social setting, and that is the primary place where household decisions are being made.
So a family unit does have to actually cooperate with each other. In fact, any man worth his salt will actually listen to the woman and take into consideration ideas that she may have. But ultimately, I would say that the man being in competition with another family, with other people in the neighborhood, take your lawn for instance. If you were sitting there wanting to have the luscious greenest lawn, and your wife, your partner, your lover, whatever you want to call them, happens to study a little bit about how to grow grass better, you listen to her ideas and stuff. But at the end of the day, your ass is going to be the one out there doing the work, so you're going to make the final decision. Okay.
So your argument is if the woman decides to do the work on the garden, on the lawn, whatever, then she should have the decision because she's the one doing the work?
I'm actually not saying that. But I am
Okay,
saying
but,
at the
but
end of the day,
your
the man
rationale
will
for
end up-
why the man should have the decision was because he's the one out there doing the work.
No,
so
I'm saying the reason why the man should do the work is because men generally tend to use logic, where women tend to use their emotions.
Yeah,
And you're
that's
sitting there
not
talking
a
about
convincing
cooperation.
argument because plenty of women use logic. We have women on this very panel who very effectively use logic. We talked to Beth earlier. So that's not a good example, and like you don't have anything to back that
The
up.
exception does not prove the rule. We also saw a clip where we saw a woman breaking down emotionally because she wasn't talking.
Yeah, because you've
properly.
never seen a man break down emotionally. Oh, right, Mitch
No,
McConnell.
I have. I've seen men break down emotionally in fucking wartime, and you know what? At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
and they do it in
Buttercup, we
fucking
gotta
bar
go.
fights too. Come on, this is not a good argument.
I guess, dude. Look, I just think cooperation is a great way to help motivate groups to innovate and things like that. But at the end of the day, someone has to make a decision. Competition is what actually drives those decisions that works towards product improvement, process improvements, things like that. You want to be the best at what you do. You don't want to sit there and just get along, bro. That isn't how the world works. Competition is what drives innovation. It
may not be the way that the world works now, but that doesn't mean we
does
can't
help
strive
with
for
the
it.
innovation.
Doesn't mean
I
that
am
it
not
wouldn't be a
saying that
better version of
cooperation
the world.
I would
does not
argue most
exist.
of the
I'm just
technological
saying-
innovations that we've seen over the last century and a half have come primarily through cooperation, and that competitive thinking has expropriated those ideas and turned
Especially
them
in the
around
tech
for
industry.
profit, but they were not the prime drivers behind
The competitive
those
nature
innovations
of
coming
that
into
tech
existence.
industry,
I would disagree.
such
Are you
as
familiar with the
Apple,
Have Blue
led them
project in
to
1970s?
no longer have innovation.
I am not familiar with the
because they're
project
trying
by
to play
name.
it safe because that's the smart game.
The stealth fighter project, and it was a competition between Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, your major industries and aviation, and it was the competition that actually drove that eventually produced the F-117.
Okay, so again, it's the exception.
The F-117
the exception
that
that
keeps
doesn't.
breaking down.
That is
or-
how everything works when it comes to business, when it comes to anything. It is
It's
the
not though.
competition
If you
drives
actually
to be
take a
better.
wider systemic view, you see that cooperation drives far more innovation than does competition. But
Name
back to
one
the
thing
topic
that
at
was
hand.
done through
Back to the
cooperation.
topic at
Please.
the entire moon landing. Are you fucking kidding me?
That was a competition between the United States and the U.S.
That was a huge example of cooperation within a
cooperation
country.
within the family of which is the country. It was a
Yes, and I'm
competition
saying
between
that is
another
what
rival
led
country
to,
that
not to
actually
mention
drove it.
every innovation, every technological innovation that came as a result of the moon landing program was
He was on a
out
roll
of the
there. They're gonna hit him for
cooperation
that one.
between the scientists, between the engineers, and the various companies that they
argument, though. That's where he
contracted
was going with
that
that.
work out to. It was a nationwide cooperation event, and it gave us one of the greatest technological feats that
And yet you were
that
still
humanity has
ignoring
seen.
the fact that in your example, the family would be the nation. So yes, you would have the family cooperating with each other in order to compete with a rival nation. And that is
Yes,
actually
and
what happened
we ended
because the
and we ended up with
USSR, right, because the USSR
right.
beat America into space.
That was cool.
the USSR beat America into space, and they were driven by that's right, cooperation.
That was not cool.
That was an excellent
Sorry.
debate.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, pretty good.
That was.
I
that
enjoyed
was
it.
All right.
That was a cheap blow. I apologize.
All right.
Well,
So
they're all about
They
blood.
did a Beth fallacy.
I want. I got to go with Anson Knowles here. What's up, Anson?
Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. The how basically the conversation made it down to the root level, and it became what communists always want to talk about, blaming competition for everything. I thought that was beautiful. Thank you for doing that. And
You're very welcome. Glad to live up to the stereotype.
yeah, and I really enjoyed the lawn analogy because my neighbor tried to tell me that I needed to mow my lawn, and so I didn't mow it for 6 months after he told me that. And as for the space program, yes, the space program, we were able to go to the moon because of the excellent breeding of the man who invented the rocket, more so than anything else.
So the German thing is what you're saying.
Yeah, and so in terms of scoring, 11 points went to Jason and 10 points went to Ancomp. ANCOM, and I did that, and it was more outsized than anything else because, Jason, you had much more of an emotional appeal in your argument. You were basically flailing like a crying woman the entire time, and that came across really well on the screen. And so that's and you were much less emotional and calm, which I expect from an autistic man in your argumentation. You were highly logical, and I think that's a deficiency that you have. You need to work on expressing emotions more in your argumentation.
And some things people hilarious.
Got to be a showman, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been good at being a showman, so that's something I got to work on.
Yeah. But anyway, it was good overall, guys. It was just about 1 point that Jason won. So
Well, I appreciate it.
Cool.
Tyler.
I got in here. Your guys' exchanges 2 times ended in Jason using an anecdote and you calling out that anecdote as the backing, and then you guys kind of moved on to another topic. So, going from the intros again, my most important part here.
That's a delete away.
Yeah, the Bible. It gives your talking. There you go. So the Bible was brought up and then never once used in any talking points pretty much ever throughout the entire debate. So I feel like that was just kind of wasted opportunity with
he did set up his argument around
so I gave ANCOM the win on the introductions. I gave ANCOM the win on the exchanges. I'd say Jason actually took the third act there at the end and kind of won, but
he brought me
just
here.
based on the points, ANCOM was already so far ahead at that point, it just didn't really work out. I'd say you won the moon landing argument by saying our competition, our male-led country in competition with Russia is what inspired us to do this great feat. I think you came out the victor of that, but you were so far behind from losing the introductions. I think ANCOM won.
All right. Agrillipus?
Yeah, sorry, I froze up.
I love that he's calling him a
gorilla
gorilla
with Jason, I think, because a lot of the arguments that ANCOM was saying as far as
Gorillapalus,
cooperation,
but,
drives
cool.
innovation, a lot of these examples you brought up, like the moon landing and such, were developed by men.
Gorillapalus is way fun.
So I'd have to go with Jason. He kind of stuck to it, and that men use their logic. I mean, women do too, but that's more of an outlier compared to men because they go based off their feelings. So
based and man-build.
Does anybody have any feedback before I give mine?
Jason, I thought you're a little bit weak on it. You lean too much on the anecdotes. I think if you just argue the general principles, that'd be enough to sway the audience. Moon landing example, major win for sure.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, with the NASA thing, as soon as that was pivoted to that, you should have just closed it down with every decision in terms of that from a national level was made by a man at the top, and in every single incident, they had to answer to a man.
See, and what's funny is he should have just
the
said,
reason
"Okay,
why
so
I
you gave
didn't
me
do
one
that is
example."
because it really seemed more like a competitive
Now
thing.
you give me another
in my mind, and
That's true.
The introduction, I talked about how men. Well, actually, it was an ANCOM's deal where he mentioned that competition is what men follow, where cooperation is what women follow, and so it made more sense. I'll just grant his premise and push through that.
And just go competition because by default you're saying men. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. That's why I'm not judging. That's why I joined way after you were calling for judges. I don't know how to score this. I'm here to learn.
Yeah.
Saying that women run off of not competition, but cooperation, by the way, should be a fallacy within itself.
Beth, we don't want to hear from you. You're a woman.
Well, hold on.
That's the Beth fallacy again.
Women
Beth,
are highly
come on.
competitive amongst themselves.
I want to say one thing though.
I'll give them that.
Y'all keep saying, he just said the man at the top did it, and that's the end of it because it happened that way. That doesn't actually mean it's to be true. Like, we know that there are better ways to do things all the time. We know that, right? So just because the way something has happened one way for all of eternity doesn't necessarily mean that's the most efficient or the best way. Like, we find that out all the time, especially in sports and stuff. So I think that's like maybe something y'all should consider on that one. For all the people who said that.
Okay. Appeal to tradition fallacy.
Good debate, though. Otherwise, yeah.
It was okay, but both of you fuckers went off in the left field when you should have stayed solidly in the middle. Talking about what happens outside the home is completely irrelevant to your argument. Both of you should have called each other on it. Sparky, you should have, the minute he said, well, they're more cooperative in society. Who gives a fuck about society? We're talking about in our home. You should have said that, and you didn't.
I brought it. That's why I brought when he talked about the moon landing. I said the nation is the family.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah.
Family
That
unit.
was the end. You gave him a whole the whole middle.
Look,
I think you should have
and
focused on the
Tom,
women's buying power.
And
Com.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Ancom, you could have done the same thing when he started kind of moving out as well. You guys both ignored you started out on the prompt and you were good. And then you both winded out into society, which has nothing to do with what happens in your home. It just doesn't. And Sparky, you should have called out the cooperation as being cooperation is awesome in a business.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome on a team. We're talking about a family that has to be led. One person has to make the decision. You should have led with that, and you didn't.
I failed there.
That's kind of
right.
That's kind of why I went more for Jason, because he's still stuck with even as a team, there's still someone that's a leader, and then in a family unit, the leader should be the man.
And that's why I tried to bring everything back to the family in the end. And yes, we did go off topic, but
right. Well, you guys were. It was spirited. You guys were having a great time. I enjoyed watching it. It's just you gotta when the prompt is the prompt, because what'll happen is that Anson tonight is judging on one thing. Next week he could judge on how far you deviate from the actual topic.
I think the grids is already locked in this time.
That is fair. That is fair.
Or one, depending on how he judges.
So have him talk to Tyler about that.
And you kind
but
of.
I will tell you that
when you were saying that women should be able to make those decisions as well. I think that if you wanted to win the argument there, I think that you could have pushed and said, it's always the case that they work together.
Oh, yeah. Once he's inside the home,
it's always the case.
Did he already join?
And you didn't push that. You kind of glossed over it. You glazed it a little bit.
You're saying it's always this is the thing is when we're talking about using like an absolute statement like always anything, I tend to avoid that because
I know you do because you're
false. Yeah.
Right. But in and again, in society, you would be correct. It is not always the case, but in a family, it's always the case that we're working together because we're family. Or you're not.
I've known a lot of fucking dysfunctional families where that's not.
I understand. But that's the argument that you could have probably won with.
Fair enough. Yep. All right.
Yeah. So, but you didn't win. I'm sorry.
That's right. So
I like you. And you're glad to have her.
I will see myself out. Thank you all for the wonderful time, and have a great night.
Yep, you too. You have happy to have you anytime.
Have a good one.
Take care, man.
Yep.
The commies still aren't people.
Commies are people occasionally.
No.
All right.
Pinochet had the right idea on that, but I did want to say like one note on the technical side. His mic was still super hot, man. Am I the only guy who was like hearing?
No. His gain was like off the chart.
Yeah, he's got a Blue Yeti. That's his problem.
There's one thing.
Oh yeah, Blue Yeti. I forgot. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
One thing to say, men shouldn't. You're not ruling the woman out. If you would have just repeated that line over and over every time he said cooperation, look, they're still cooperating in the household, but when the final decision needs to be made, it's going to have to be the
But
man.
I did actually say something like that when I was talking about the law. You're right.
I am doing Grid's
I
single
didn't stick to the
elimination
prompt.
debate panels.
Average
It's
Jane
really
enjoy-
it's a popularity
enjoyer.
contest. I know
But
I'm gonna get fucked
I
off.
appreciate you're honest. No, it's average gay enjoyer. I mean, we know
SCOTUS
that.
So this is the guy who judged me last week.
Average gays, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, see,
I think he's saying he only enjoys scrotum.
especially
I think that was a
YouTube.
typo.
I know y'all can barely hear me. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit so you guys can hear me better. Anyway, yeah, it's a single elimination debate, and it's kind of a popularity contest. Since it's all right-leaning, it has a tendency to be like I kind of got fucked off last.
Oh no, I don't want to debate a
But it's still, it's fun to sit here and at least show face, and this is me trying
Me
trying to ingratiate myself with some people on the right. So,
Can you show us your
Grid, the guy who was judging last week, the dude with the guns behind him.
So what bottle are we on right now?
That guy,
Bottle
Grid.
1, bottle 2.
It's always okay. I'm not that.
So he's the host. The black and white judge, Pistis Bandit, hates me. He fucking hates me, and so like he's gonna shit on me no matter what I do.
Power to
last
that.
week,
Be a man.
allegedly, Tyler said that I should have taken the win, but
right out of the gate.
it is what it is.
Box flying
So
confluence.
yeah,
Is this
this
a
is
box,
me
brother?
trying
That's not a
to
box.
at least sort of kind of.
Everything comes out of a box.
You guys got to go to the back.
Everything comes out of
They're
a
very, very
all
loud.
You guys got to go back to the back. You guys can talk shit in the private chat. So you know what I need to do is have an alt stream so that you guys can like talk shit.
Drink a beer like a real man.
Should be a Discord channel, to be
Drink a
honest.
beer like a real man.
It is what it is.
It is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little weird that you're always boozing it up with wine on the show, man.
Wine judgment I get from you,
Did I put
Grid,
the wrong
is
guy
just,
back again?
I'm gonna
did.
Kel pill you and I'm gonna start crying because
Kel
you
pill
mentioned
me?
this
Yeah,
so many
trust me.
times. Okay. And it
Where's
just hurts
Em-
my feelings so much. And I didn't go to college.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, that was like, and it came out of nowhere, dude. It came out like I'm just sitting there. We're having just a normal debate night, and it was all of a sudden it was like, "Ah,"
Yeah, so the dude in the top right is both of the, like I said, these are almost all, you guys just missed Ancom. He did a really good, although he did sort of hiccup at one point, which was tough, but, but yeah, so the dude in the top right, kind of bad faith, kind of cringe. The dude in the top left, I don't know who he is. He just came in and was immediately shit-talking somebody else. Now, he went on to explain that he was shit-talking that because they were late or didn't show or flaked out on a scheduled debate, which, okay, yeah, that I can get behind. But yeah, that said, not all of this is terribly good faith, but if I can find even one or two good conservatives to bring back from this, be it, you know. Plus my my nemesis present, so possible that I might find myself in a situation where I am actually debating against a person that I find so annoying that it'll be very difficult for me to remain good. So again, we'll see how it goes. Basically, it's a single elimination, so I'm probably going to kill the stream, as I'm not going to say this person's name. I have avoided saying this person's name quite a bit for quite a while. It's just this person, like literally as soon as they speak, it just grates on my fucking nerves. To a point that, well, anyways, point is that that as soon as it's over, I'll probably just kind of dip. I don't know. Given the fact that Ancom had to dip so quick, I'm confident I'm going to. Anyways, let's hear them out. They have to come up with a prompt. And that's usually the longest part.
Yeah. That's so retarded.
Yes.
Yep.
Because it's all impromptu.
I knew. I'm
so happy. You know what? This is the one time I'm actually making a libertarian argument, which is kind of weird for me because I freaking hate libertarians. But it's an actual libertarian argument.
It's the right argument. I mean, it's a good argument.
Yeah, it's a good argument. It's the right argument to make. Yeah, they're correct.
Right. So Emmett has the affirmative. Confluence.
Can I just say there is something inherently cringe about people?
Emmett, just start talking when you're ready to.
Like if you were a streamer and you're wearing sunglasses, I'm pretty much immediately going to dismiss.
I'm a little nervous.
Okay.
Drink more wine before you start, Emmett.
And he's drinking wine straight from the bottle. This dude's a winner.
Public schools, because she doesn't want to do the actual job like a mom would do, which is actually raising the kids. In reality, what we do when we have public school systems is we create a complete we create a bureaucracy that is completely on its own, and instead of giving a service that is going to make it better for the kids, we are destroying the minds for next generations. What we have to do is get rid of.
I mean, you're not wrong, Macho. I'm not even sure what the prompt is, but I'm yeah, it's probably stupid.
30 seconds. You ready? Confluence. You got to destroy, man.
Yeah, I mean, hell. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, I think that was a fucking hell of a short opening. I mean, the whole thing would be, what is the alternative? If you remove all public schools, are you just gonna have private schools? There's no there's no so many people would be left behind, not to, quote Obama, but no child left behind. But like unironically, so many kids would be left behind. That would be it's such an absurd proposal. There's no private funding enough to fund enough private schools to possibly make that work.
If it's publicly funded, does it stop being a private school?
I feel like Emmett didn't present
feel
anything
like
in
it
his
does.
opening that would be an alternative to that. Like if he had said homeschooling, or if he said he had given some proclivity
No
toward
Child Left
private schooling
Behind
that
was
could somehow
Bush.
work fiscally, then fine. But he didn't. So
What was Obama's? There was one with the schools with the it was the
7
food
seconds
one,
left.
right?
Well
they did the
done, sir.
the
Hey,
all the
now
kids
that
get
we-
fed or
Let me
something.
know when you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Going on there.
Okay. So now that we whine again like a mom because you didn't give me anything, just keep whining. We
At
have
home
ways
now.
of doing it.
At
One
home
of them
now.
is,
Tyler,
for
give me
example,
points. At home now.
Yeah. One of stop whining.
Immediately
So
took
one
him
of
out of
them
his
will be
game.
actually
Beautifully done.
Having the moms raise the children, that will be one. We can actually go for a voucher system. All of the schools will be private, and we can we can help the kids that are not well off, that so they can have a proper education. What you want in public schooling is just have this huge bureaucracy that is completely and absolutely worthless, and is pushing all
want
of
a
the
huge-
horrible things we see right now.
No, I look. I think there's a lot of defects in public schooling, but what I want to hear from you is a good alternative. You can't like.
Well, you just
not
said that there's a
everyone
lot of
will
defects,
homeschool.
right? You
There's
can
a lot
see
of
that there's a
defects.
lot of defects.
But
yeah.
that doesn't mean you don't throw the baby out with the fucking bathwater, right? Like obviously, you like.
Yeah, in this case, you do.
if
How
your
you
point
can't
is to
fix
get
it?
rid
How
of
can you
public
fix it?
schooling, what's your the burden is
In
on you
this
to present an
case-
alternative to public schooling.
Yes, I
not
presented
everyone wants
two.
to homeschool. That's just boots on the ground reality. You have
Confluence,
to contend
what-
with that.
I presented two alternatives. Can you tell me the alternatives?
No, you tell me. It's your opening. You tell
I
me.
presented two alternatives a second ago. Can you tell me?
Oh, he just called him out for not paying
It's your
attention.
opening. You tell me
Yeah,
what
I
your
know. I know you
alternatives are.
don't listen. I'm gonna do it again. so
Well
you can try
done.
to Open
I
your
got to give him
ears,
props
okay?
for that.
Yeah, they're open.
So
Tell
the
me what
first
the
one
good
would be the
alternatives
voucher system. The second one,
He's
would have
debating
the
a dude
actual
who's
mothers
drunk
take
and
care
wearing
of their kids.
sunglasses,
How about we
so-
actually let the mothers take care of their
I-
kids?
The bar is
addressed
pretty
You
that.
want
low.
that? Wouldn't you? No, you didn't. What about the voucher system?
I did,
Have you
I did.
addressed that?
No.
You didn't even know them.
Don't gish gallop me, Tyler. Give me another
not
point
gish
for that.
galloping you.
Okay? You are
You
gish
didn't even
galloping.
know
You're
the-
not letting
you
me
didn't even
answer
know the
your
argument.
second point. Okay, homeschooling. That's something that the
Mhm.
mother
see
volitionally has
it.
to do. She has to be an agentic being
She
who
has
wants
to
to
do it.
who wants to homeschool her kids. I
Yeah,
wish
see right there, I'd be like, are you
in a-
talking to
in
me
a-
or are
in
you
a
talking to the
utopian
judges?
world,
I
that
thought we
would
were
be
debating.
Perhaps
What do you
ultimate,
think happened in the
optimal, but
past?
that's
Confluence.
not- I know, but to get rid of public schools now, you can't punt to the past. Listen to their fallacy, okay? You can't go to the past.
I
You
can
have to
point to
look
the
at the
past and
present.
tell you that it's being
No,
done.
You can't.
Yes.
If you removed all
The,
public
the
schools
sun,
right now,
the sun
society
raised
would
yesterday.
collapse.
I can
We would
say.
not-
I always love it when people like play
survive.
fallacies
We'd
like they're
be more
magic
H-1B
cards.
visas,
You
which
know what I
is a lot
mean?
of problems
Like,
for it.
oh, you did the thing, you did the
Why do we need
thing.
H-1B
We'd
visas?
because we'd have more.
Like, deal with
illiterate
it. Don't just
children.
call
We'd
it
have-
out. Like, if
you
that
got
makes
rid
you
of-
feel
Are
good to call it
telling me
out,
that
cool.
women in
But how about
America
instead
so
you
dumb that
just,
they can
rate
take
would
care of
drop.
kids?
you know,
Yes,
debate
yes,
it.
absolutely, because they don't want to. You would admit this, Emmett. Emmett, you don't deny this. You know that that half of America is liberal women. You think those
Oh,
liberal
yeah.
women are going to homeschool their kids correctly? Like, are you
Th-
going to
this
go
explains.
on the
This
record?
explains why you're completely.
No,
you're a
answer my
single guy.
question. Answer
Okay,
my
this
question.
explains why. Yeah, you think they're so dumb that they can't take care of a
we're
kid.
both single.
What
Now
do you
we're
think?
taking
It's
it-
very
now
hard
we're
to
taking
teach
it into
them
ad
about, I
hoc.
don't know.
I'm saying it
1
has
plus
to
1
be-
equals 2.
The woman
Basic
has to
language
want to do
skills.
It, Emmett. The woman has to want to. Most liberal women will not homeschool.
Toastmasters
their kids. You have to
tomorrow,
contend
last
with that
meeting.
fact. You can't posit it as an
The
alternative.
most liberal women are not
Oh,
having
Beach,
kids.
I'm sorry,
Confluence.
buddy.
Be forced.
They're not even having kids.
They're
Why are
having
they going to
kids. They're having
homeschool?
less
Their
kids.
cat?
I don't actually know
They
what
are having
Toastmasters
kids.
is.
They're
No,
gonna,
no,
they're,
Um,
what they're
that's a-
doing
I
is
like
having
toast.
cats.
Oh,
They're having less kids
especially
than the
with
right is
peanut
having.
butter.
Yes, but they're obviously
Mostly,
still having
mostly
kids. People
peanut
on the
butter-
left are having
butter
kids.
kind.
That's a fact. Fucking mauled and
Ooh,
cooked.
no, I
We
like
could go ahead
cinnamon
and look at
toast.
the numbers, but in
Obviously-
reality, most
Yeah,
of the
we can
liberal
look at the
women
numbers.
are
I was
would
fucking
love
with
to
you,
look at the
Beach.
numbers.
not having
They
kids.
are having kids. They are having
So,
kids,
Beach,
and they
whenever you're
don't
ready
want
to start
homeschool
debating
them.
with us,
So
that's a
what
great
are
way
you
for you to
proposing? Are you
practice.
proposing you homeschool by mandate that the government is like intervening? I thought you
let me
take
know.
No, you can send them to private school. You can have a voucher
I
system as well.
guarantee
Oh,
you,
you can
every
have
single
both
one of us
private
in the
schools
Discord
and
channel
homeschool. You can
would
have
be
a private-
delighted
That doesn't make
to
any
bring you
fucking
onto a debate.
sense. So
You
explain to
can
me how
have the voucher system with private institutions, so you don't
PBH,
have a
I don't even know what your fucking
bureaucracy.
voice sounds
Yeah,
like, so I have
child
no
in
idea.
Both those things can be
I
done.
when we
would
have such a
be
poor,
excited just to hear
piss
you talk.
poor literacy rate. I
Yeah.
think it's like
Are you
50% of
American,
people-
Confluence?
2 signatures or
Yes, I
chocolate
am.
chip cookie,
Yes, I am.
chocolate cake.
Well,
Okay.
I don't think I can trust you because you're so dumb that you don't even know how to
okay.
do Plan
Another ad
Plus One
hominem.
and teach a kid.
Tyler, take point of the ad hominem.
Okay, I'm just doing. This is not a hominem. I'm just using your logic when you're telling that half of the population of America that you have a 50-50 chance of being one of them. By the way, being so dumb and retarded that they can.
They did
that
tell
they
me.
can't
I mean, they didn't
teach-
describe your voice, Booch. They just told me that you are a real person.
In life. So if
I
they
asked
can
at the
teach kids
time to
basics,
see if you
why
were
would
just
I
like,
trust you in having this
just like a
argument?
bot.
Emmett, it's not that they can't; it's that they won't. It's
Because
that
I legit
most
thought you were
liberals
Want?
do not want to
like
homeschool.
the
And I guess
best
you're gonna,
troll bot
unless you're gonna
that ever
force
there
them
ever.
by
They're
voice
not
of
having
God,
kids
they
either.
won't be homeschooling. Again, you can say they aren't having kids. They are having
They
kids.
aren't having kids
That's
either.
backing me up. They're not having kids.
And you have an option.
That's time.
And we're
Flag
back.
on the play. Let's go. That was good. I loved every minute of that. Are you not entertained? Are you not?
We're not entertained.
Fucking great. That was fucking great. All right.
It boiled down to one argument on each side, though. It could have been better. Y'all
I
could
know.
have. Y'all could have done
Yeah,
better.
it
It really could.
He didn't even listen when I said the argument. He was like, "You never presented anything." It's like
I
presented
know.
two.
And then
That was my
Liz
favorite
still
part.
on it. She's got to go break up a home. I mean, what the fuck?
This is what happens.
You just can't make this shit up. All right,
Let's
so
hear from the
we're
judges so I can
gonna
start
start
my
off
joke.
with the Grillipus and see where he's at, and let's go.
Yeah. So this was kind of tough. I think we kind of strayed a little bit away from topic after the first, 30 seconds or a minute of the 5 minute. But as far as the arguments made in that time, I'm looking at what Emmett's saying. I got to go with Emmett. He's kind of
Like I said,
brought up
Beach,
the
anytime you're ready to join us, just let me know, buddy.
and he kind of stuck to it. Even though he threw in a few ad homs, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was pretty good one. That's tough, but I couldn't really find in my notes here where there was kind of like a battle to those prescriptions and why they would fail. So
There you go, Beach.
All right,
keeping
let's.
it short, I'm gonna go with Emmett just because of
I would make that a
stuck to the
showcase
topic, at
debate
least at the beginning.
on one of my 1v1
gave
nights.
prescriptions.
UV Koina on
All right,
Ball?
Tyler. I know you can't wait.
I'm chomping at the bit to get into this one. So even if I give you points for both of the ad homs and the Gish Gallop, that's not going to save you from Emmett's brutal beat down here, as much as it pains me to vote for Emmett.
What the fuck?
Yeah, hold on, listen to this, because you're not going to like it.
No, I'm not gonna like it. I already know I'm not gonna like it.
Oh, what a friend! What a friend!
Started out.
Betrayal.
Your critique
Confluence
started
will remember
out
this,
saying
okay?
you
It's
needed to
partial
hear.
judgment, but it's partial constructive criticism.
Yeah,
So just-
you needed to hear a plan. You needed to hear how the funding was going to be taken care of. That was your biggest. The funding and inclusivity were the two arguments you made. Inclusivity was the winning argument. If you would have kept that, you would have won. But instead, you went down the funding route when he offered you a reasonable alternative, which is the voucher program, which would hypothetically leave the same system of funding we have in place, just allocate that money to the students. That's what the voucher program is. He completely dismissed all your critiques of the stay-at-home parent situation or stay-at-home school situation.
I'm gonna pull an Indian Jesus. I'm gonna fight with the judges because that's like stare decisis.
That
at this
never
point.
works.
So
man.
Tyler, explain that to me. How did he dismiss my homeschooling
Because
stuff? Because
your
most women don't
critique-
want to homeschool.
That's
Let-
fine
let-
because
let-
the
hold
voucher
on,
program.
let him
would've-
give the judgment, and then we can talk about it after. Can we?
For all the women that didn't want to take the voucher money and homeschool, they just send their kid to a private school with that same voucher
For all
money.
the
And that's why he
girls
was saying
I've loved
it's an alternative to
before.
what you were saying. All you had to do was just stick the one time. Most women don't want to do this. Let's move to the voucher program and then start attacking that. Would have been the proper route. Instead, you stayed with stay-at-home parents and never once addressed the voucher program. And you basically didn't penetrate his wall of argument, his affirmative argument, with any negative critiques that actually got through and won it in the context of the debate. You would have argued inclusivity. That's why we need universality, because economic institutions prop up our society and make us more successful in the long run. You would have won this, but you went the route of funding, and he undercut that with vouchers.
By just saying the word voucher. To be clear, he gave
That's all
no
it
funding
takes.
path. He
That's what
literally
vouchers are. The voucher program is. It's the funding path.
That makes total sense.
You just don't know the voucher program. It's never asked.
Hold on, Confluence. Hold on.
Yeah,
Guys.
yeah. I haven't won this by a lot. I feel like.
All right, Anson.
Yeah, Emmett, Confluence. That was a very entertaining debate. Like I said, I'm judging this based on whether or not
That's
at
the
end of
monarchist
debate,
that's
I can say
talking that
nobody
hates me.
takes you seriously. And it was easy in the
If
first
he
debate.
votes
The second one was a little
for
close,
me,
but
regardless
I'm
of
just gonna
how
go
the
ahead and say
debate
that
goes,
Confluence,
if he
nobody
votes
takes
for
you
me,
seriously.
I
That
will
was
eat my
14
hat.
points for Emmett, 10 points.
What a
10 points for
surprise!
you.
Anson gave me the L. Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on, Roddy?
It wasn't.
I know the feeling. Believe me.
It wasn't for anything like
I'm swimming in
you
your
did a
kind
good
of
job
waters
of
tonight,
attacking
buddy.
his credibility, right? But you didn't listen to what his arguments
This is a
were
tremendously
and refute
conservative
them.
debate panel.
And it made you
We do
like you
impromptu
weren't
debates that are like
arguing
5
in
to
good
6,
faith.
7
You
minutes
were
long.
basically just trying to argue something that didn't exist. You needed to listen more, you know.
But it's single elimination, so when I get
Okay,
shit on by the
now-
judge, which is inevitable.
I think part of it also is
Yeah,
like
can
kind
I
of trailing
respond?
off.
Can I
Yeah.
pull an Indian Jesus and drag this into an hour-long
yeah.
discussion
No.
where I switch the judges?
I got you
That-
very
that-
angry at the beginning, and you
So
didn't
you know
listen
what?
to the argument. And
I'll tell you
Guys,
what,
said,
are
bro,
you still out there,
Tyler
Grand
even
Designs?
said, you said voucher, that's enough. Okay, if that's enough for a fucking debate, holy shit.
Well,
It looks like he's still allowing people in.
But let's,
So-
let's
Tell me
come on.
more.
All right, so
Yeah, your buddy could probably still make it
How
in.
does the funding work for the voucher program?
Have him reach out to Tyler. He should be able to find Tyler in the on the right-hand side of the debates, or the
That's
server.
where the funding would come
one
from.
at a time.
Average debate
As the
enjoyer.
affirmative, you want to say as little as possible and make you just waste your time dragging that information out of him. So you having to ask more about the voucher program and how that would handle the funding would have been what you needed to do in that moment. And you had time to do it. Instead, you just stayed hyper-focused on the stay-at-home moms teaching their kids.
Yeah,
But I at least won that point, right? Like,
Yes.
there was no
Yeah,
response
you
from
completely
him on that
demolished
point.
that. But like,
That is correct,
Yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Designs.
Here's the here's all right. So Emmett actually did very well. He knew he had the affirmative. All he really had to do was throw out a reasonable, just a reasonable.
Like I said, I'm going based on the fact that
and
somebody
you
else
had
just
to- You have to
joined.
attack it and break it down. In 5 minutes, that's hard to do, but you could have, because if you had said something along the lines of, voucher programs are great, but how are they going to be administrated and applied? We end up right back with basically the same system we had. You could have taken that route. You could have also said, well, you said, well, people can't afford private schools, and yet I think that's a bad argument, because more people than ever are putting their kids into private school or homeschooling, and all the data so far shows that both homeschooling and private schools are much, much more effective than public schools. You kind of had started down the No Child Left Behind route, which you say, I hate to quote Obama on that, but that's what Tyler's telling you, is that you could have doubled down or tripled down on that and said, if everyone's in homeschool, then you're missing out on some of the aspects of a public school, of being in a public school, and that might have that might have edged you a little closer, but it's a hard one to take.
Yeah, you could have just done it. Yeah, you could have done exactly what Grit said. You could have been like, "You ever met a homeschool kid? He's fruity and gay. I don't.
Yeah.
What you want is more fruity and gay kids. How dare you?"
I'm not going to say that. My argument was volition and funding. Okay, volition.
And it's obviously
But
homeschool.
here's no,
You
your
could
argument
totally
was your
attack-
argument was, look, there's a phallus, and me being the wine mom, I'm going to sit here and focus on it.
You
Okay?
could have totally
Here's-
attacked
Here's the
the-
actual.
That was pretty funny.
Problem, brother,
fuck you, whoever said
me
that.
and you get along pretty well. What you really screwed up is you whined about the fallacies. You didn't attack what he said.
Well, you needed to call him out.
And
He
the
did
fact
need
that
to
you
talk.
didn't
those were
understand,
like,
hold
You
on,
can't not.
hold on,
You can't
Confluence,
not
hold
have
on.
an
fucking
education.
ass beats here,
Oh
right?
my
Like,
Hold on. The fact that you didn't know, what a voucher program is, that's a skill issue, brother. If you're going to be in the world of politics, you got to understand this thing. I would have, if I was in Emmett's spot, I would have said, public school, the current model of public schooling is horrible because it is based on a shift work type schedule, and we are not teaching people how to think. We're just teaching automatons to follow the whistle.
See, this is the problem with
I
letting
would've
people
went
in on
that
their
route.
cell phones.
But
From now on, you're going to be the weirdo that got beat up by the homeschool kid.
Well,
If I was in your shoes, Confluence,
I was
I
not
absolutely would have attacked the
Whoa, not,
I would have attacked the social
not the short
awkwardness
time.
and
Okay,
Come on.
guys,
Who's
one
on the
at
short
a
button?
time.
Who's the
One
fucking
at a
retard on the short button? Come on.
So you know what's really funny is I have been here
Emmett started it with
2.5 hours.
yes
I have
and
literally
because.
not said a single word
Confluence,
into this
you know,
panel yet.
Probably should have started with no because of this, but there was like no prescription as far as
There's a
like,
really
the
good chance that the only words I'm gonna speak are
I'm not the
into my
affirmative
debate,
brother. I'm just
and then
attacking you for
immediately I'm
Emmett's
going to leave after
prescriptions.
my
You
debate.
didn't give
Do
anything.
this whole
Okay?
end where you're like,
They're
where
not-
does
they're
money
not
come
Which is
from?
okay.
I really
Where
like
does-
this
Where
argument.
does the money
No,
come from
Coin,
for the
that's
public
exactly
schooling
it.
system, Confluence?
So he will
Okay, like,
pick
that's
two
exactly
people
where
at
the money would come
random
from for the voucher system. We just redirect
and
that
take
towards
them
vouchers
into
instead.
just the
And
three
people
of
who
us,
homeschool
him
their
and
kids,
the
they
two
get to keep
people,
that money
and
for
then
homeschooling
they
supplies and
will
all the
go
material
back
they
and
need
forth
in
and
order
try
to
to
figure out how to
find
do
a
that.
prompt that they
There
disagree
were
on
so
and
many
argue.
points that you could have
So
attacked.
yeah,
That's
it's
such
as
a fucking
impromptu as
guys,
impromptu
one
can
at a
get.
brain dead argument. I don't even know how to address.
Really, so it used to be that
Money
he
from
would
this
have
plug
the
and put it in
audience.
that plug instead. That's
He
it.
would have the audience
think that-
decide,
Beth,
like,
go ahead, please.
typically
Holy
by
shit,
money or
that's fucking
donations.
retarded.
He
But
often
that's
kind of
okay.
like will just
EOD,
ask for
that's
volunteers.
Guys,
Again, since I haven't really spoken, I've just kind of kept my mouth shut. I'll go when I'm told it's my turn to go.
So yeah, Confluence. There were so many points that you could have attacked him on, from the social.
I mean, I wouldn't say
awkwardness of
no.
homeschooled kids to,
I would definitely be
there's nobody
watching it,
there keeping
but
an eye to make
I doubt
sure,
I'll need it.
a lot of
Last
abuse
time
situations
I
get
was
called
able
out
to
by
do
the
pretty damn
schools.
well,
So if
but
kids
even
are
so, the
attacked,
guy
saw this during
in
the
black and
lockdown,
white,
right, where
bottom right of me, is the monarchist I told you all about that
weren't
hates
able to
me,
get it from
and he's one of the
outside
judges. So
I think that's where
we'll see how it goes.
my-
Actually, I
what I
might
would've
do all
attacked
right because Tyler's the other
Yeah, I
one of
don't-
the
I
other
think
two
that would've been a
judges,
mistake to call
and
out the
he
awkwardness of
is a
homeschool
pretty
kids
fair
because
judge.
all studies point
And
to
the
them
other
being,
guy,
possibly more
Agrilopoulos,
adjusted than public school kids. at this point.
Agrilopoulos.
And I think, and
I don't really know how
think
he
that
does.
Emmett
He's kind of
knows that.
new. So.
Yeah, there's also the thing called the thing about the abuse. It's not like we have a big problem with abuse in school, right?
Oh no, not at
No,
all. It never
Oh,
happened.
no?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that never
Oh.
happens.
It goes both ways.
Whoa. Hang on now. Who's abusing the school? The kids or the fucking adult?
Oh,
We gotta
it's
get
usually
fucking-
the teacher. It's usually female too, but nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
fine.
we-
Don't
oh,
worry
oh,
about
oh,
it,
man.
okay?
But yeah, at this point, I don't even have any absolute
guys,
certainty that my mic is going to work.
Guys, gotta read the super chat. Calm down. Everybody calm down. Confluence, you did really good though. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's a tough one. It's
This
really
man
tough.
distracted himself.
Especially against Emmett, because
He was about to read his super prop or super chat or whatever, and then immediately distracted.
He did what he did. All right. Anyway, $5 from K2. Keep on trucking. Confluence said he is a knob gobbler yesterday on Emmett's stream. Did you really say that?
I did not say that.
Okay. All right. That was
I did not say that.
All right.
He was hallucinating as usual. He's been
I could
driving
fucking go to
around
bed
all
right
He
night.
said
now.
too much wine.
Damn, man.
Well, at least it's not math, which I think K2 is probably that's what keeps the
Shit, white mom
trucking,
said.
you know. So
I mean, if you
Not
got
quite
wrestling.
the exact words used, but
Yeah, I don't.
I'll
I don't
take
know
shit
who
one
said
mom
too
said
much
for
wine.
100, please.
Confluence. I gotta be honest, man. This was a tough
That was pretty
one
good,
to be
actually.
on the defense on this one, because to break down, and especially in just 5 minutes, it's tough. It's a tough argument. I mean, right now I don't know if you know this or not, but like the public school or the Department of Education's annual budget's like $800 billion a year.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
mostly
most.
admin. It's like 80%
Woo.
admin.
Actually,
So
haven't even
most
gotten
money
high
doesn't even go to
today.
the schools.
because I wanted to
federal
stay
Department of Education doesn't even do
completely
anything
clear-headed
like
for this.
physical with schools.
I don't
at
even
all.
get
All
to
they
hit
do
my
is
vape
pass
until I
money.
lose.
It's tough argument to win, to be honest.
So now I'm
Other
wondering,
than
am
that,
I cheering
just
to win or am
let
I
it go.
cheering to lose?
Beth, everybody has been interrupting you. While I have everyone kind of calm down.
Not everybody.
Go ahead, say your piece.
I'm good.
Hey, real quick.
Tyler
Let's get the
is
debate
an
going.
asshole.
Who's next?
Go ahead, Beth.
No, I got nothing good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Well, Confluence, man, I'm sorry. I
Hold
shouldn't
on.
have put you up against
Is there a
Emmett.
way to keep him?
Is there a way to keep him?
Is there a way to keep him?
Yeah.
That's what someone in chat said. I'm just
Yeah.
messaging
Just
her.
pay,
that was pretty
just
tough.
send me some money. We'll keep him.
How much money?
I forget what I can't
$40.
say what it is. If anybody
Oh,
can send us
yeah,
not a
no tax on
donation.
tips. No tax on tips. Someone donate an ambiguous amount of money that maybe
An egregious.
Come on now.
I think
Come on now.
Confluence is actually worth $50.
I don't take bribes
Oh,
from
thanks,
fuckheads.
Bad.
I'd say it ought to cost them $100 to stay. That's how much.
Fuck you, EOD. Fuck you, $100.
Right,
Fuck off.
hold on, guys.
You know you can't get it.
Hold on,
EOD.
guys, calm down a minute. So BB, hold on, what is it? It's BB, the abusive or elusive.
The elusive.
All right.
Fucking trout.
All right.
You can't catch me. You can't catch me. Right. Fucking, can you read? Or you drunk?
It's EB3.
So much
Oh,
fun
is
when
that
people have
EB3?
busted ass mics.
Yeah, I'll get around town. I'll get around some towns, some streets, brother.
Okay.
How high are you?
I mean, I think that
Who's
I think
big
the
up
better
on
question is how gone is he?
Well, have you got absolutely? Have you got a productive question for me?
Okay, couple of things.
Be careful. Be careful here.
Can we do Marte and Horse
I'm sorry.
Ranch?
Hold on, guys. Calm down. Did you just tell me to be careful?
I think that's what just happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Absolutely, I did.
Okay. All right. Well,
Why the fuck would you even? Never mind. I'm gonna stay out of that one.
There you go. That's what happens. That's what.
That's
I
a good call. I agree with that.
I'm just glad because
wanted
the
to tell him that
microphone sounded like
you know,
shit.
unless I know you, you have to cam up,
Yeah. Well.
and I don't know you. But the motherfucker wouldn't shut his damn mouth long enough for me to say so.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
You
Grid,
get
can
what you get.
Grid, can I say my last words? I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder
We
what
got 10
CNN
bucks-
have to
we got
say
10
about
bucks
this
to keep
violation
you
of
so
free
far.
speech. Grid. I really do.
I just
love you,
want to see
Confluence.
more wine mom debate. So, I mean, I threw the 10 down because no one gave me an actual amount, so I went ambiguous.
Yeah. So guys, we get a few more bucks in. We'll bring Confluence back. Go hang out in the chat for a few minutes. Take 5, drink some more
Jason,
wine.
don't
Whatever
even
you
pull
gotta do.
that. I
just
gave
wanna
you a
say,
number.
everyone donate to Grid. Get
I
those
gave you a
conflict
number.
bucks in. Bring me fucking back, okay?
Yeah.
You know? And otherwise, God bless. You know.
Yeah.
Y'all.
The fuck
Emmett will
tells me I
debate this
better not
later,
do
I'm
shit.
sure. Fuck you, Emmett. Okay. Fuck you. Okay. He
Emmett,
needs to
I
go
would
back.
debate later.
Okay.
We need a total of half.
Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Don't worry, Confluence. I'll get you later.
Oh, the wine mom is not happy.
Oh.
I did kind of poison the well.
How about Marte next, Grid? Marte needs a debate.
Yeah, I was thinking Marte's got to be bored as hell.
How you doing, Beth? Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Oh, that almost sounded like
that sounded like call out to me.
that did sound like a call
Yeah,
out.
well, it's about that time. So.
All right.
Well, shit. All right, let's go.
All
Anybody hear me?
right.
Mike can.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
here
right,
we
say,
go.
Anybody
check out
hear
this
me?
core play.
Hey,
Let's
Britt,
go.
I do have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
So I find that when I'm doing debates, and this is like an IT question, I notice that when somebody talks, my volume on my mic goes down. How do I get my volume to go up to where it's like heavy volume?
I don't know if you're using the correct microphone right now, Marte.
Yeah, you sound kind of far away.
Yeah, make sure your correct microphone is selected.
Don't worry,
If you have
I'll
a
wait.
webcam, there's a mic on it. Just to let you know.
But also,
And you can
also
kind
for
of
that
get a little bit
question,
of that by messing with the game. a little bit.
Marte's gonna kick my ass. I already see this coming, so I might as well
I'm very
touch it while I
benevolent,
can.
Beth.
Don't lie,
I'm a
you're
really
excited about it,
nice
Beth. You want that
person.
ass
Hold on,
to be
hold on.
beat.
There is an answer to that question though.
I
Depending on
couldn't
which
even hear him trash talk me. Come on.
So,
What
but hold on, but hey, the answer to your question though is when you go to Discord or you're in like Stream Labs or whatever this is, or I can't think, there is a setting that actually prioritizes other people speaking. Oh, ignore that. But prioritizes other people speaking over yourself. So you need to turn that off so that it doesn't do that. God damn it! But yeah, that's how you do that. It's in your audio settings on most of these apps.
I appreciate it, Admiral Gibbs. I'll continue even though it's a shitty mic right now, but I don't mind.
Hit up Grumple. He's seeing in the chat. Hit him up if you need some help after all
Man,
this.
I can
Grumple's really
walk
good
you
at
through it too, but I mean,
Grumple, send me a DM if you can, or I'll send you a DM.
Yeah, but it's
We'll
going to
figure
be
it
each
out.
program
Yeah,
settings,
you're
not your mic
definitely
settings.
on the wrong mic. The more I'm listening to you.
that's it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, this mic right here, the Shure mic. I don't know why.
How the hell that thing is right in front of your
you've
mouth?
got the
and
wrong mic.
you
You've got
sound
the wrong
quiet.
mic selected. You may have to drop out, come and go into your.
No,
options
don't tell.
and
He doesn't
come
have
back.
to. You don't have to drop out. All you gotta do is click the little arrow next to the microphone down at the bottom of the screen,
Oh,
and make
okay.
sure that your appropriate microphone is selected. That's it.
Okay,
the
it shows
microphone.
that it shows that it's selected. Like the thing goes up when I talk. So
Okay.
Try
well,
switching it real quick. Like
The
switch to the
question
other one
is
and then
though,
go back.
how are you set up? Because I think we have the same mic. Do we?
it's a Shure mic.
Okay. Are
The
you set
7
up
Plus.
as XLR or are you set up as?
No, I did
XLR.
not.
So,
But it's
look
looking
at your
like there's a
Scarlett
good
2 and
chance
turn up
that's
your
who I'm
gain.
going to end up again.
Let me see if this
that's
will
what I
work.
was
Hold on,
saying.
real
Turn up
quick.
your gain a little bit.
While we're chasing tech
All right.
issues,
Yeah, just do that in the back.
yeah. While you guys are
I mean, if we can
chasing
communicate.
tech issues and waiting for that to come up, so BB, I gotta be honest. I see I assume that you're still in the chat. I see that Kissy Cat had to kind of pee slap you there. Which, by the way, that's.
Is Kissy Cat back?
She
Kissy
is
Cat
back.
is in the chat, which is I was going to welcome her, but I got sidetracked. So BB, here's the thing. He says, I see left mentally here. All I said was words. Well, here's the thing, pal. It's my fucking channel, and nobody tells me shit that I don't like, where they get gone, right? Especially if I don't fucking know you. And
Authoritarianism.
EB3, if it is
Wow.
EB3, I got something for you. I want you to listen. Real, really close. It might sting a little.
Do it, Grid.
It might hurt your feelings, but it's good. It's good for you to hear things sometimes that might hurt a little bit. I want everybody to just settle back and just listen.
I think I know what it is.
Folks, we're here to talk about Grid Motorsports.
Oh, yeah.
Tremendous streamer. Absolutely tremendous. People are saying, and these are very smart people, the best people, they're saying Grid folded EB3 in a debate, not once but twice. Totally destroyed that son of a bitch. The man was broken, completely broken. Grid is very rich, folks. Very, very rich. He's got vehicles. He's got planes. He's got bitches more than anybody. Maybe more than me, maybe not. But a lot.
Okay, I've never heard
If you
that.
are in fact EB3, you got folded, and you know you did.
I thought he was going to play the shut the fuck up. You can do it.
Oh yeah, I got that too. I almost forgot about that because we've had a lot of whine. We've got more whining here than normal. So I got a public service announcement for everybody.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that. You can do it. Shh. Shut up. And shut the fuck up.
You can do it too.
I
The
love
hole in
that.
your face. Yeah.
How much
There we
did you pay
go.
Sarah? I still need to know. I need to know so I can pay her at one point to do.
That's not Sarah. I know it looks like her.
No, Grand Designs. It looks like the dude next to me and the lady are about to.
Yeah.
That lady
Yeah.
was way too tan to be Sarah.
Hey, Grid, I'll continue as is. That's fine.
Hey,
No, you
you
sound
put
great.
it in your phone.
You
That's
fixed
cool.
You
it.
sound much better now.
Thought I was
Was it,
muted.
was it good? Did I
You
fix
fixed it.
Cool.
All right,
Good
good.
job between
We
the
had we had a little comic relief,
Play up
and
the, turn
we're
up the
gonna-
gain a little
we're gonna
bit.
get
but I
into
think
this.
she's
All
doing
right.
better.
So
Apparently, I had
you go,
unmuted myself.
You stay. You go.
It's okay.
You.
I'm gonna run outside and go.
You go.
Necessarily need to hear this. I'll be pretty. Oh, don't go nowhere.
Pixels.
Tell me if I
goes.
miss anything.
I kind of forget Pixels is here. He's very quiet tonight.
I'm glad that guy got booted because he sounded like he was challenging you, and I'm like, that's kind of
Yeah,
different.
like, don't come on my channel like that, bro.
That's crazy.
And all I really wanted to do is just remind him that on my channel, especially if I don't fucking know you, got to cam up.
Yeah, that's channel integrity. You want to be able to vet people before they come into your home, right? We want to do this because we have a massive illegal immigrant problem. Same thing, right? Leftists love legals. They just don't want them in their home. So anyways, back to this.
Hold on. This motherfucker is still telling me to be careful. You're not coming for me or my brand? Fuck off.
Regardless, if this is your house.
Kiss my left nut. How about that? Kiss my left nut. You're not good enough for the right one. The left.
That's crazy. You got a preference there? Is motor grid? That's what's going on.
Sounds like he does.
Well, the right one is, the right one's right.
Fair
you call
enough.
him a liberal because the left one's his? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying.
Hey, bro,
Obviously, he's a fucking liberal knob goblin son of a bitch. So, all right. Anyway.
All right. Well,
Marte, what game are we
I didn't
playing
miss
tonight
anything.
here?
I don't know. You hit me up in the DMs. You thought I was probably going to off myself, and then I reached out and said I'm still alive. And
The ones that have been proven
yeah.
true,
Wasn't
incipients.
like that. I just
Ones who have been proven true.
Making sure you're good. That's
Well,
all.
I've been all over YouTube. Trust me. I just haven't been in your circle.
And for what it's worth, it also largely depends on my
Let's go.
mood.
Let's go to war. I love it.
All right. What are you guys baiting?
But welcome
you
in.
guys have prompts already? You know each other? You know where know the soft spots and all that?
I don't, but I do think that men should not have female friends at all. I don't know if she wants to debate this or not, but I don't think female friends should exist really for men in relationships.
That's based. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not safe.
Already the biased new middle ground right here.
I never said I
All right,
wasn't
let's move on.
biased. That's why I'm the moderator. I'm not judging.
Yeah, the moderator's already saying I'm based. That's kind of biased, but yeah. All right.
Grid will tell you. I found him thanks to Crucible. So
Yeah, I know. God,
we're
it's
on
so-
the kind of the same wavelengths here.
So,
relationship dynamics is always great. That's always fun.
It is always fun. What you got?
What do I have? I got EB3. Can't get up off my jocks. What I got?
He's still at it.
I'm not gonna let it go.
He's shielded
I'm not gonna let it go. Look, you come in my house, you get what you get.
That's how this Roma war started 6 months ago. Me and Roma were war for 6 months, and then the Crucible got into it after that. So we're backing off of it, though. She's a mental case. So
Apparently, yes. I could have told you that. I took one.
Okay, I got to mute it now because you're asking me important and interesting. Honestly, are you going to tell proven true conspiracy? I muted them. Yeah, you should be able to hear me. Yeah. So, oh wait. Yeah. Does the mic not sound right? Been fucking with me the whole. Yeah, no, okay. It's going through the right. Sound okay? Yeah. It seems like there is some sort of a weird delay. Where I'm talking. Yeah, like right there. Testes. Weird. Anyways, yeah. So let me read that again. Proven true conspiracies weren't reasonable before they were proven. So reason or being reasonable implies that you can be reasoned with. So reason is the ability to apply logic, intellect, vision in order to be able to suss out the truth. So I can be reasoned with. I know that there are conspiracies, but I also think that not everything people classify as a conspiracy. I don't believe that all theories are true or accurate. Always willing to investigate, to dive into, to fall down a rabbit hole, see what's there. But when you get to the bottom of the rabbit hole, if there's nothing but bullshit and accepting, hopefully that answer.
Affirmative. Okay. And Marte is defending.
Yeah.
All right. Beth, you just start talking. I'll give you your 1 minute.
Okay. Victim mentality is absolutely an extension of the ego, because if it comes from an idea of self-importance in order to even make yourself some kind of a victim. People who have lower egos tend to let things roll off a lot easier, and it's just I'm losing myself here. Sorry. So yeah, with total moment here. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, the ego is going to be what's driving any idea that someone's being victimized in any way, shape, or form. Otherwise, I wouldn't give a shit about it. And I'm just going to leave it at that and let Marte come at me with it, because I totally.
No, that's fine.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
You had 8 seconds left. All right. Whenever you're ready, Marte.
So the victim mentality, to me, it stems from a learned helplessness sometimes, often in society, not ego. So if we see our mother do this, this is something that we can do as far as pattern recognition growing up. If we see something like a tradition, which we have nowadays, so far as the left, we could see probably a tradition that's embarked, meaning like something that's successful as an experiment. If it worked for my mom, it shall work for me in the future because I've seen it work in the home. So to me, this is an extension of ego, but maybe learned behavior that we could see too. Also, victim mentality is externally focused while ego is internally driven. These two things can be separated. And then not to mention that, but victim mentality seeks sympathy, not supremacy. So if we're thinking about this, it's like if we're seeking sympathy, egoic, if we think about egoic in nature, we're seeking probably supremacy, like I need to win something or whatever. No, this is probably sympathy. We want to garner this. We want to be able to get something from this. No, that's the opposite of egoic if you're thinking about this. And also you think about the social and cultural reinforcement of the victim mentality that's from society.
Yeah, that was time. All right.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Let's go. All right. Just start talking.
Okay, so you wanted to say that sympathy, they're looking for sympathy, not supremacy, and you'd have to be looking to get something out of it. Isn't the attention getting something out of it? Nothing
Well,
you
here's
said
the
just
thing,
proves
though.
my point.
If you look at evidence-based research, we have evidence on victim mentality, meaning like they're not trying to assert any dominance when they're talking about victims. So if you think about this, have you ever seen a victim trying to assert dominance over anybody? Where's the ego in this?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Yes,
because
go ahead,
my
tell me.
problems are bigger and worse than your problems are. Therefore, everyone should pay more attention to me, therefore feeding my ego. And yes, the organism will do what makes the organism successful.
Cool. Can you
So
give me
therefore, in order to feed their ego and what they want, even if it's a learned behavior, you're still proving my point.
Cool, but can you give me an example or demonstrate self-aggrandizement or prioritization of like ego-driven behavior? Can you give me a better example than that?
Right there, self prioritization. They're literally saying everything that has made me a victim
Aggrandizement, though.
makes me more important than what you're saying, than what you're yeah.
Right, but here's the thing, though. They're not seeking any kind of supremacy out of this, meaning
It
like
is a form of
I want to
supremacy.
dominate the other person, meaning
is
I
a
want
form
to
of
take the onus of saying, hey, I'm seeking self-pity of this, mainly like sympathy. So you're conflating the two, and I don't see that happening here.
No, because again, it is a form of supremacy if everyone's paying more attention to me and my problems than they are to you and your lack thereof. So therefore, my victim mentality will get me everything that I want in life, while your lack of it is going
Beth,
to
you
lead
haven't
you running
demonstrated
the
this.
same race as most people who don't.
That would be an assumptive claim because you're assuming the mind of the person. You haven't given me a demonstration as to why you can assume the mind of a person saying this. Like,
we see it all the time. We see it all the time,
Right.
even throughout the left, where
give me a
every
demonstration.
group,
I'm waiting for a demonstration of this.
every group in the left claims to be victimized in one way or another, and therefore they deserve something for the victimization that they have gone through throughout their life,
Correct.
whether it's because
But-
they're poor, the wrong race, the wrong religion, whatever. So
Correct. And here's the thing, though. Do you think that social and cultural reinforcement can be something that insinuates a victim mentality rather than ego? Meaning, like, because I'm a Democrat and because I'm a liberal, I've seen it work for other people, and I think I should have like reparations because I just feel bad. I feel oppressed. How is this egoic of saying, "Hey, I feel bad. I feel like I don't have gain up on life as far as other people"? How can you say that their thoughts are just egoic in nature? You're assuming the mind of other people. I'm still waiting for demonstration.
Again, I have shown it over and over again because the bottom line is that the ego is what is going to drive them in order to seek that which they want, the compensation for their victimization. And
Do you
the
think
attention,
affirmative action
and
is
the
ego?
attention. People who demand attention are absolutely driven by ego. And people who have that victim mentality, that's exactly the very first thing that they're looking for is validation and absolutely making
Yes, victims want to see
compensation.
validations. If I had somebody take advantage of me when I was young, and here's the thing though, there's a contrast with the ego that we need to have as a distinction. Ego-driven behavior doesn't rely on external systems for validation. I'll tell you why. It's self-sustaining, seeking to project strength or superiority regardless of content. That's what you're saying? Is this what you're saying?
I'm telling you that, all right, we can even see this in true victims of domestic violence who do not they don't blame all of the other sex for the problems that they experienced within their relationship. Okay. And that right there is not, and most of them don't like being called victims. They don't like that idea of it. Okay. They're not looking for this validation. However, you get people who do get stuck in the victim mentality. And that's exactly the very first thing that they're driven for. And that is led through the ego, and it absolutely is establishing
not even a good
some kind of
demonstration.
supremacy
I'll
over
tell you why.
everybody else. Because
Beth,
again,
in
I'm
some
getting what I want while you're stuck.
Beth, in some settings, individuals may adopt victim narratives to access support systems, right? It's not because they seek to inflate their ego, but because the system incentivizes
That's not a victim mentality, though.
framing. That's incentivization through the system. That's not egoic in nature. If they see something and it worked for somebody else, they're going to say, hey, I need an outreach. I need a helping hand. I'm going to have my hand up. It's not egoic in nature.
That doesn't mean just because someone seeks, just because someone is a victim.
Now
if
you're
a
back to
victim of a
assuming the
crime
mind again.
And they seek something through the court system, that does not equate to a victim mentality that people get stuck inside of.
That actually proves my point there. You just made my whole point right now.
No, I didn't. They're two different things.
Right. Egoic isn't internally driven, right? What I'm talking about is they're using external resources.
That's time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Thank you, Marte. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was good. That was actually really good. Okay. All right. So, Anson Knowles, let's go with it.
Yeah, I scored this one 11-7 based on the seriousness or the pistis, whether or not you achieve pistis. And I'm going to say that Marte had the most pistis tonight, so he wins.
So he passed the piss test?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
I do got a piss.
Once again, completely subjective judging from Anson Knowles. All right.
Agrillipus.
Yeah, that was pretty tough, man. They both had pretty good arguments. I kind of like Beth's a little bit better. Excuse me, in my opinion. I mean, Marte was asking for demonstrations. Beth was trying to give demonstrations. I think she did give a few. Marte did bounce back with a lot of pretty good arguments. I don't know, man. This is tough, dude. I'm still trying to calculate here with my notes, man. But this
Take your time, bro. Take your time, bro.
No rush.
Yeah, no rush, man.
Yeah, come back to me.
I can go if you want.
Yeah, come back to me in a second. I'm toweling you this up.
Okay. So, opening, Beth, you were very brief. In fact, it was so brief, I feel like it didn't have any kick or teeth or punch, and you didn't like turn around and use your time in a good way to maybe attack what you thought he was going to say or lay down anything. Like you just gave me like 2 sentences, so let's see where it goes.
I brain farted.
Yeah, on the introduction, I gave you the big L. First half of the debate, though, I feel like when you said, "All right, I'm ready to go," and you locked in pretty good. You did offer that example. You were giving this ego comes from a sense of superiority. I wish you would have used the word, because you were making the argument. You just never used the word oppression Olympics, because that would have been exactly what you were describing. And if you would have said that, that would have set up the value system in everybody's mind that was listening. Oh, that's what you gained out of this. If you say you're a quarter black, you're more likely to get into college because of this victim mentality and things like that. Oppression Olympics argument was all you needed to fold in to feel like I have to really beat this down. But even without it, you accessed the proper argument. I feel like it was really close. And based off of introductions, I thought you were about to get the floor mopped with you. You really brought it back in the body of this, and you took a narrow win on Beth.
I totally I started my opening and my brain went blank, and I was like, huge L.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I guess it's up to me now. Great.
Yeah.
Get
Down to
over
you.
it.
This is the closest one of the night by far.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm like at 6 and 5, but I guess after going over a lot of the back and forths, I mean, yeah, shit, man.
I will say one thing though: ego and intention are the hardest things to prove in a courtroom or a debate. That's what makes this tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like she dodged a lot of your questions, Marte, personally.
Yeah, I should have nailed her down to these questions, but I just kept trying to steamroll.
Yeah, I really didn't think it was close in my judging, Agrilapolis. I don't know why you're having such trouble.
Because I actually wrote down and took notes.
I did. I did. Too.
I'm not just
I'm just being judged right now. That's crazy.
Paying attention is cringe. What are you doing?
You also vote for kicks.
Who pays
because of
attention?
kicks, Anson. Come on. But
does that?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna have to say, I got one more point, and it was on Marte. Just because of their back and forth.
I appreciate the back and forth, Beth. That was actually good. You were good.
That was tough, though.
Let's do it again sometime, and hopefully I don't fuck up if I had not fucked up my opening.
You did really good in the debate. I appreciate the spirited debate back and forth.
Actually, though, Gibbs, is that a 5.7? What is that?
I was looking for that term, Tyler, the oppression Olympic. I could not. That's why I was just like, I was searching for words and not finding it.
Yeah.
And he was coming at me so hard, I just fucking said, just go with the argument. Fuck the title.
That was like one of the extra points that I gave Marte, was because of he was pretty intense with it, and he was forming his words pretty good too. Not that you weren't, but
I don't mind it.
Somebody was asking.
Somebody said they wanted to ask.
Yeah, I thought I heard my name.
Yeah, I
Gibbs,
asked
you were
if
asked
that
about
was
your
a
cartoon
5.7
pistol.
or what is that?
What are you looking?
That's the background
picture.
That's the background. Gibbs doesn't have his
It's a
camera
cartoon.
on for this
Oh, I'm
deal.
just seeing
So
through Gibbs. I got you.
it's the only time he doesn't really
Well,
exist.
then Grid, is that a 5.7 or what is that?
No, it's a 1911.
1911.
So that'd be a
No,
45.
I don't have a gun.
45
Oh, that's 1911. We all knew that.
So who's debating next?
Well, excuse me.
I say Gibbs and Grumple.
Let's get into it.
Gibbs and Grumple. Yeah.
Gibbs and Grumple sounds nice.
Have a good one, you
Apple
guys.
and G's.
Have a good one, Beth.
Gibbs and Grumple.
Good debate, Beth.
Why
Appreciate
would
it.
you do that? I was thinking Gibbs and horseradish.
Oh yeah.
I just got here.
Yeah,
I just got here.
I say Gibbs and horseradish. Gibbs and horseradish.
Gibbs and Pixels.
I'll debate
You
Grumple
know
over
what?
whether or not
There
the
is
Air
a lot of
Force is
static
superior
from
to the Marine
Pixels.
Corps. How about that?
We got a lot of statics from Pixels, so I mean, Gibbs could possibly.
Rick, can I ask you a question? Will this be up later so I can at least clip my own content and reproduce it on my channel?
Yes.
I don't know who's talking.
If you need it, let me know, Marte. But yes.
Yeah, I'll take that debate and just use it for content and just repost it. And I'll send all my subscribers to Grid's channel as well too. So
Oh, appreciate that, man. Appreciate
yeah, man. Yeah, for sure, man. You support me, put me on and platform me. I'll do the same for you too.
Dude,
so.
I'm the easy. So I feel like because I know a lot of people here are kind of new and they don't understand the lore behind who I think BB, the person I just kicked, is. I think it's EB3, and EB3 is an English jerk who, for some reason, went after Andrew, and when he couldn't get a debate with Andrew because Andrew told him to piss up a rope. He came over here. I had him on a few times. He seemed like a reasonable sort of dude, and then he went batshit crazy, made all kinds of weird allegations and all that kind of stuff. And so I told him to kick rocks. And then I had 2 debates with he was like, I'm the best debater in the world. And so I had 2 debate. I debated him twice. I literally did fold him both times. And one of his debates was like, it was really weird because in England, the law is that if you have a YouTube channel like I do that's monetized, they consider that a business, and he can go to YouTube and request my information, phone number and everything, real name, everything. And so he has it. And then he basically insinuates that he'll release that. Well, first of all, if you can't find out who I am and find my direct phone number that I've had for over 20 years, you suck. Okay. I'm literally a public figure, and I have been for over 20 years. So, yeah. I mean, if you want to call me that
also
bad,
insinuating he was going to dox a lot of other people.
yeah, he was basically it insinuates that he's going to dox everybody.
Like
right?
if you're on here and in this public space, you can be doxxed, like according to him.
Right. Yes. But he says, well, but it's not doxing because I'm not going to make the information public. And I'm like, and then I got him in a debate, and I won the debate because he literally said, even if I did, nobody's going to come over here and prosecute me for doxing. No, I'm in England, you're in America, you're not going to come over here and take me to court. Well, I got to be honest. I have a lot of time. I'm retired. I got some money. Don't tempt me, right? Like this is not a good bet with me, and some of the other people that are involved as well. So I got rid of him. He's not banned. He can come in here. And so it's not like I would care about him doxing. It was his attitude. And I kind of got the same thing off of the dude that was just here. Oh, don't piss me off. Don't, I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here. And now the ultimate thing is I find this fucking hilarious because Cam's right. It literally takes under 2 minutes to find almost anyone on the planet's information. That's why Pixels is Pixels right now, because you can literally find him with a 5-minute Google search if he wasn't Pixels. Right. And so this is,
unless you've taken painstaking work to make it not such, like no pictures anywhere that have your name attached, no other information as your name attached.
So anyway,
which does take a lot of work going way back.
I find this really fucking funny, and so I make fun of it at every opportunity. I'm not whining about it. I'm not being overly dramatic. I find it fucking hilarious. I find it funny to tell him to suck my left nut because that's the one he deserves. Right? Can't get the right one. The right one's good.
Yeah, for the most part, it's
you probably should have told that to average scrotum enjoyer over here. I mean, he probably
oh, that's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded.
Mate, just as an FYI, if you wait till like a week, I'll do the clip, so you don't have to do it. Just you have to wait like a week and hit me up.
Yeah.
That sounds good. If you can do that, that'll work, man.
Yeah, he does all the clips. So
I mean, Grid, it kind of sounds like that guy doesn't have any understanding of the fact that like guys in your age group, my age group, and even some guys in their mid to late 30s, like we had fake IDs. We may have used fake IDs to make YouTube accounts. We may have it's like, so what if the EBR has registered what I have on YouTube? That may not actually be who I am.
Look, here's the thing, man.
Who gives
Again,
a fuck?
I was a public figure. I mean, literally, if you search my username, it will come up with my old business. It will come up with the address of my old business, which doesn't exist anymore. You can, I mean, I'm easy to find. I'm not hiding. If you really want to find me, I mean, hey, it's easy. Now, other people take other precautions. I don't care. I think honestly, it's weird if you want to find me, but whatever. And but it is what it is. And that's why I find it funny. I thought maybe some explanation was in order for some of the newer guys. I find it funny. It's not I don't really give a shit about the dude. He has literally. I've lived in his head rent free for the last 3 months.
I
Right.
think he's
He is-
gone around to most of the panelverse spaces and tried to do that same thing and got banned from most of them.
Yeah, I think he's banned in a lot of places. He is not banned here. He could come here. He will get ridiculed. A lot of people will make a lot of fun of him, and he will not enjoy his time here. But it is what it is.
Just kind of wonder why he makes such a big point that he quote unquote can do that. Like, so fucking what, dude? Like,
Right.
move on.
When he speaks like what's his Johnny Depp in the fucking pirate movie.
Listen, guys. I like we the United States had a tea party all those years ago, so I don't have to give a shit about none of what.
That's right. I don't give a shit about that.
Like, let's do some debate.
Well, we got some baiting going on here. All right, so who did we say was next?
Well, before you do that,
Gibbs, my man Gibbs.
before you do that, I will definitely go against Gibbs, but I was kind of hoping to get to debate Grumpelack. So I will take whomever. I will take anybody you guys want.
To leave, and I just got here, man.
All right. Well, I'm sure I'm going to lose. Arson is one of the judges, so it's like it's a done deal. So, but no, let's go, Gibbs.
That's a better name for him.
I'm
I like
ready
the
for it,
first
buddy.
name down, that's for damn sure.
I've even got a prompt ready for you, my friend.
If Grumple's up for it, I'll
No. He's right. He's right. I've been sitting here.
Let me hang out for just a little
Yep,
bit.
I've been sitting here patiently for an hour and 45 minutes. Let the man sit there for a minute. All about it. Let's
I
go.
gotta leave, but I'll be. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh yeah,
on the next
absolutely,
one,
Emmett. And hey, man, thanks for all the solid work you've been doing on the clips, my man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emmett.
Yeah.
See you soon.
We'll see
Have
you,
a
buddy.
great one,
Good
everybody.
night.
Back to
And I
Mexico,
am
buddy.
going to do
Say
this
happy
debate.
birthday for me, man.
I am going to
Good
do
bud.
this debate and judge it without any fucking notes, just like Anson, and let's see how that turns out.
Wow.
Fantastic. That's
Wait,
a
wait,
bad plan.
So
wait, before
bad
we go,
tonight.
okay,
So
I
bad.
got
There's
I
so
got a
many-
message
there's so
from
much
So
hate
Wildly
in the
to
room.
Grumple. It's a
So much
love,
hate in
it's
the
a
air.
love letter. It says Grumple is gay. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I wrote it.
Wow.
Does it have a check yes or no on the bottom?
Yes. That's awesome. Gibbs, is your camera just not working?
It should be working fine. Here, I can leave and come back if you want me to.
Yeah, pop out and pop back in for or no. Oh, I got that was
Now?
weird. No, still no camera. Yeah, just pop out and pop back in. How are you doing?
I'm doing swell, sir. How about yourself?
I'm having a great time. Not
What we're
making
doing
any
it for.
money.
Yeah, no,
but
no,
I'm
no.
having a great time.
Again, I make like $5 a month on Twitch, even whenever I'm having. We're doing this for the money. We're doing the wrong.
Right.
So funny enough, I actually have a cooked up prompt from his
Uh-oh.
thing. I guess I can kind of.
Yeah, now
Oh,
it works.
there
Look at
he
that.
is.
Look at that.
Sunglasses and
Have I
everything.
been all cam in here the whole time?
Whole
Did
time.
Ronnie Millsap just walk in? What the fuck?
I thought it was Waylon Jennings, man. Like,
yeah, it could be. Yeah. It could
or
go
the
either way.
or the dude that ate Waylon Jennings. Either way. All right, I got a prompt for you, Mr. Gibbs. First of all, pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm the horseradish.
Nice to meet you.
So I saw you on a stream once upon, and there was a particular thing that you were doing that kind of got under my skin, and I feel like it is a perfect opportunity for us to be able to just. My prompt or my proposition would be that no true patriot would desecrate the American flag. That a true patriot would follow the U.S. flag code, if you want to be more specific. That's something that you would be willing to debate on?
Yeah, we can debate that. Sure.
All right, and so you would say the opposite of that that a person can still be a patriot even if they disrespect.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. That was probably the easiest fucking prompt selection you've had all night, wasn't it, Mr. Grid?
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, I bet
It makes my eyes water sometimes.
No, it ours too.
really does. I'm just like, come on already. And especially like the first one was terrible because I was like, I gave them, and I specifically gave like really direct prompts. And What? What do you mean?
I actually wrote down like 4 of them that I was like, ooh, if he comes to me, I'm gonna be ready to be like, ooh, give me that one, give me that one.
All right, man. All right. Well, so who is the affirmative on this one?
Well,
I
if
think
we
you got the F.
yeah, I was about to say if we go with my framing, then I would be the F.
Yeah,
That
I believe you are. Yep. Okay.
and I will repeat it just so that we can make sure that we have it together. That no true or which actually I kind of framed it 2 different ways. Greg Gibbs, if you would like, you tell me which one you would prefer. Would you prefer it to be that no true patriot would desecrate the flag, or would you prefer it to be that a true patriot would obey the U.S. flag code?
You pick. I don't care.
Okay, let's go with the second one then. I actually prefer that one, just because
true
it's a
patriot
little bit
would
would follow
follow the US flag code?
the U.S. flag code.
All right.
Okay, we just start talking whenever you're
That goes
ready.
me first, correct?
Mhm.
So, the U.S. flag code was created right around the time of World War II. Well, actually, it was created before the World War II. It was actually put into it was publicly acknowledged formally by the Congress during World War II or just after. And the idea was for us to be able to set up a framework for the appropriate behavior, display, and treatment of the U.S. flag. This was a time when patriotism was critical to our nation's success, and every single person that I have ever spoken to who considers themselves a patriot seems to disrespect or disregard the U.S. flag code, such as making commercials using silly flags or desecrating the flag and making it say blue stripes or red stripes or no stripes, or they'll put something like a Punisher skull on it. Or more importantly, they will wear sunglasses that have the U.S. flag or a hat. And all of those are directly against the U.S. flag code.
That was literally 1 minute exactly. All right, are you ready, Gibbs?
Sure.
There you go.
One of the first things that's protected in the United States Constitution is the freedom of speech. The flag code is secondary to that, first of all. I would like to argue that this man has just said that all the people that fought at the Battle of Iwo Jima, when they raised that flag and they erected a statue in their honor, are not true patriots. This man just said the greatest generation isn't patriots when they threw flags out of buildings outside of the United States when they're in World War II. All the other times we've flown the U.S. flag and all these different various opportunities weren't always that flag code. And they were all true patriots. You know what else? What's more American than saying fuck the system and us doing things with the intent of being the best? I can't tell you anything more based than railing a light cocaine, doing some push-ups, drinking a beer, shotgun a beer, and then doing the American flag jump up and down in an American flag jumpsuit. That is based, and we got to keep it this way. God bless America, and God bless the American flag.
6 seconds left. That's awesome. All right. So 5 minutes on the clock. One of you just start when you're ready.
All right, so you use
I would
the
argue
statute.
that all these people in wartime that raised the flags, that
Yeah,
all these
yep.
different things that didn't follow
You
the
already,
US flag
yeah,
code
you already
are
said
true
all that.
patriots.
So the Statue of Iwo Jima,
Yes, I
you
know.
use that as a great example. I'd like to stick there for just a second. The Statue of Iwo Jima was literally was them lifting the flag out of the dirt so as to maintain its respect. So great example.
US flag
The
code?
statue, yeah, that's following the U.S. flag
No, it
code.
was absolutely not following the U.S. flag code.
How do you
Didn't follow
figure?
it to the letter.
Well, because they were in a combat situation. No, that's fair. But I would also like to say that you said the freedom of speech, and I think what you meant was freedom of expression, right? Because flag display is not speech.
No true patriot
Right.
doesn't follow the U.S. flag code.
Correct.
And then the true patriots follow it. So therefore, if you agree
Correct.
that it wasn't the U.S. flag code because
They were getting it up off of the ground, which is one of the first rules in the U.S. flag code is that it should not touch the ground. As soon as it touched the ground, those soldiers, those patriots, they were literally taking fire so that they could get it up off the ground.
I mean, it's a really easy.
I was trying to engage with the first point that he said in his debate, and he just keeps started talking over me, so I figured that's how we were going to do it. I apologize.
In the prompt you put forth, there's
Mhm.
no exception.
Yep.
Right. For what you said, it's encompassing all situations prompt. All right. I let you pick that for a reason.
Yep.
So then when I bring up a combat situation like Iwo Jima and like the statue that was erected of Iwo Jima.
How familiar are you with the U.S. flag code, sir?
Because there's
An
one
honest
exception
question.
right there that you already agreed to. Therefore, that
Have you read the U.S. flag code,
even
sir?
arguing. That's not,
Simple
it doesn't
question.
matter with
No, it
religion.
absolutely, since that's the core of the debate, bro.
Absolutely doesn't matter.
We're
because
talking
we're
about whether or not, if you don't know what the actual rules of the U.S. flag code are, how can you possibly be debating what is or is not under that code?
And I'm not beholden to some pussy ass code. I believe
Some pussy
in
ass
God bless
code.
America, and we're going to exhibit the
Okay.
baseness that is America.
So,
in all
once again,
ways.
you were talking about freedom of
Why should
expression,
we
not the
be
freedom of
restricted by
speech.
some old tradition. Whenever we can sit here,
If
and
we're just
figure
going to
out what's
keep,
going on,
we can
more
do that all
backwards
night, man. But
than
we're trying to have a
whooping our ass
conversation,
in an
right?
American flag.
Is
This
this
is why
how we
young
do it?
flags, when they go to stadiums,
All right, I'm just going
they
to sit
say,
here and
"God bless
listen.
America," and they shake it and they wear it. They're not following flag code and they're chanting USA.
Correct.
These different
And that is
events. So
against the
you're
U.S.
saying
flag
they're
code.
not true
That
patriots.
is not
Yeah,
the same as the
freedom,
Iwo
freedom,
Jima. That is
freedom.
not the same
There's
as
two
combat.
different
Do you
examples
honestly
right
think
there.
it's just
And
about who
you
gets the most
hate
words
it.
out?
Why
Because
you hate
again, I can
American
sit here and
flag
talk across you as
game?
well. Are we
Why?
going to actually engage with each other, or are we just going to keep talking at the same time? This is an absolute blast. So you've already made it clear that you do not know what the U.S. flag code states, so you don't know which priorities you do. We're debating the U.S. flag code, dude. It absolutely matters. So if you knew the U.S. flag code, you would know that getting it up off the ground is the first priority. Once that has been accomplished,
over each other.
yes, we have been the whole time. I agree. Thank you. So once again, back to the original point I was trying to make. If you know the U.S. flag code, then you would know that getting it up off the ground is the first priority. The statues that they have made
so
since...
there's parts of it that are prioritized.
That's absolutely true, yes. And there is no part... Oh, for fuck's sake, he really doesn't know how to stop, does he?
It's more like a list of guidelines that don't actually
So,
matter then.
once again, it's not the guidelines that don't matter. It's that getting up off the ground is the first priority, and those soldiers knew that. So they did that. Now, afterwards, I guarantee you that that flag was burned in accordance with the U.S. flag code. I reiterate, if you don't know what the U.S. flag code is, if you do not know what the U.S. flag code states, there's no way you can meaningfully debate whether or not it was being used or respected in that particular instance.
Even by your own metric, you realize you've proven my case, right?
No, not
Because
even
you
close,
say
buddy.
that-
You
say
can
that
tell
those two
yourself that if you
examples I
like.
gave you, we're not following the flag code, right? And
No,
then you
that is
stated
not what
any
I
more
said.
example of the flag code. The first
I
thing
said
is
there
to
is
get
an
them off
order
the
of
ground. But in
priorities.
my
If
book,
you
that
read the
means
flag code, you would understand that.
disrespect the flag.
So,
If it's
once
disrespect the
again,
flag,
When
then
you're both talking,
but if we're going to
nonstop,
sit here and
right?
disrespectful,
Like I said,
you
it's
can do that
he's
in
keeping
your
score
way,
just
and it
based on the
doesn't have to be
number of
adhering to
words.
the flag code. I'm just saying, you're not making, you're agreeing with my case.
Oh, was
Every-
that the so I'm actually I might have been wrong. I might have been wrong that it didn't actually touch the ground. They were preventing it from touching. Irrelevant. The point is they were yes, the intent behind it was to make sure to keep that flag raised high and keep it respected. And so once
But it
again,
wasn't the flag code, so they weren't true patriots.
it
by your
was the flag code, dude. That's what I'm
no, it
saying. They were
Did it
keeping it
follow
from
every letter of
touching
the
the
flag code,
ground.
every
That's
single
literally the
It
purpose of
doesn't.
that
It
statue.
absolutely does not follow
Was
every single one.
Jesus
We know that's
Christ.
not true.
Did
You're just
somebody like
wrong.
wind him up or
Wrong it
something?
wrong.
Is this is okay? So again,
just saying.
the whole priority was to keep it from touching the ground. That is as patriotic as you can get.
So, but it didn't
Wearing
follow
it
every
as a
single one of the rules,
fucking
did it?
coat,
Yes or no?
draping your
Yes
shoulders
or no?
with it is a direct
Okay,
disrespect to
I'll
it.
just list all the different ways it didn't
That
follow
would be
the
awesome
code,
because
if
again,
that's what you want me to do.
I've already asked you
I'll just
questions and
pull it
I've
up.
posed things to you.
Oh, well, it's too late, but it's good because we know it didn't follow flag code, so therefore they're too
all right. I'm going to read this super chat
fuck's
before the
sake, man.
judging.
What a
By the way,
shit show.
guys, when you overtalk, nobody can hear what you're saying, so your points go unheard. $5 comes in from Wicked Wally. Was Rocky violating the flag code wearing USA trunks when he put
Yes.
the Siberian Express,
Absolutely.
aka Death from Above,
100%.
Drago, on the map for America?
Yes. Him sweating into our United States flag was disrespectful to it. 1000%.
Ball sweat is not becoming of the flag. I agree.
This is the flag code, bro. It's not like I wrote the motherfucker. I was just raised to respect it.
Guys, get into it. Come on.
It was a pleasure, Mr. Gribbs.
Everybody calm down. Anson.
I have a key point.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't hear it before the judges.
Grumple.
No,
Flag code.
no.
Yeah,
So,
I'll tell you after.
so that was super painful. And tonight I'm judging on pistis, which is whether or not you have a holistic argument that basically maintains your ability to have credibility, right? If you're going to be taken seriously after the debate's over. And I really hated Hoser Radish's argument. If you actually believe that, then I couldn't possibly, think less of you. But based on the way that Admiral Gibbs ran that debate, like it was basically just like a nonstop Spurg fest, and it ate into his credibility every time. And Hoser Radish like brought it up, and Grid had to say, "Hey, stop," but it didn't stop after that, right? And so basically, he just Gibbs, you undercut your argument. Just if you would have let him run his mouth a little more, you could have knocked him down some because he didn't have good points, But anyway, I gave it to Hoser Radish by 1 point.
All right, and Tyler.
Oh, okay. So first point, into the introductions, horseradish. Your argument from the opening was arguing essentially best practice of the flag, and Gibbs said, "Well, I mean, I can give you alternative practices that are just as American." That to me was not addressing your best practice argument. It was saying, "Look, there's other ways to go about it as well." Basically, allowing you to win the argument that your way was the most respectful. Another one you guys were having based off of the prompt was, in a sense, Gibbs was arguing that there's a lot of things you could say. Fuck the system. Fuck the system is disrespectful to the system, disrespectful to the troops, and he's arguing the most pure form of patriotism. Your alternatives, essentially, that were given here, and I'm not saying there aren't alternatives you could have given, but the ones you gave here were saying, well, fuck the system, disrespect it all you want. And in essence, that's the exact opposite of you were embodying anti-patriotism in a debate about what a true patriot would do. And so I get what your spirit was, but he was arguing best practice, and you were just arguing applicable methods. And then on top of that, I don't know if it's because I've been the victim of it from you as well, or if it's what Anson said that it ruined your credibility. But not engaging him in good faith and letting him give a single point out, kind of, in my opinion, hurt you more than it helped you this time. I gave it to Horse.
I'll just go ahead and let the last one go.
Grillipus. Agrillipus.
Those crickets are loud.
Yeah.
Well, since he's gone, I will say this because I do have to go out there anyway, so it's perfect. Thanks for the debate. Listen,
you, sir.
Now I know that Anson always scores by some crazy.
He froze up again.
To me?
No, we hear you, sir.
Agrillipus.
Yeah, Tyler here. I'm very disappointed. First of all, I didn't apply applicable alternatives, right? The argument was this is a LD debate, right? We're sitting here. He put forth a value. The value is the prompt right here is that no true patriot is going to follow this, right? And if I give you an example and you agree to one example that is patriotic, but it doesn't follow this code, therefore that negates your entire argument because his example, his prompt, the prompt he gave is all encompassing. There's no examples that can be patriotic. No true patriot would do X, Y, Z. And so if I give you this in an LD debate, I'm giving the opposite of the value, right? So if he agrees with that, then you hear me. Secondly, you said this, by the way, this might be bad faith.
Yeah, I agree. You're good now.
But if they don't ever say a point or they can't get a point out, then you controlled that debate. You won. I'm just saying.
Okay, so that's not inherently true.
Hold on.
Anson just came at you and told you that
I'll be quick and
your
brief.
Spurgeon was
Let Agrid talk, dude.
Guys,
talk.
The
one
best
at a time.
The best part of the debate was the intro. Other than that, I couldn't really hear shit either one was saying. Gibbs was going off. Horst was trying to talk, but you both talking at the same time. I couldn't really get any of your points. That was the best time ever for me not to take notes. But I'd have to go with Horst because he's the one that actually proved the point. When Admiral Gibbs was talking about raising the flag in Iwo Jima, that was literally confirming how to properly handle the flag. All the rest of it was just spurging out. I mean, so that kind of sucked. I mean, I don't want to that was the most shitty debate I have ever heard in my entire life.
I do apologize. I would like to say
was actually against your whole fucking premise.
If I can just apologize.
That might not have been done.
Okay.
I tend to tone match. And so if somebody starts trying to talk across, I'll just talk. So again, I apologize for that. You're absolutely right. And
it ain't you, Horace Radish.
I feel bad about it.
Some room to fucking make your point. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And he thought he won because of it. You just said that if he can't get a point across, then I win. That's what you said.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question, right? If you go somewhere and one person makes a point, and the other person isn't able to say anything, and then you leave, you only know one side. The other person didn't have anything to say, right? That's
Sounds like an authoritarian to me.
Okay,
that's a win though.
That's a
Screaming
dead
Hold
any
on,
hard
guys,
argumentation
guys,
here.
guys.
It's a win by default.
That's your Twitch brain taking over your fucking shit, and it ain't.
Yeah, I
that ain't
don't.
how we fucking do
Hold on,
it.
guys,
Yeah,
guys.
you're
I don't want to
constantly
have a
overtalking.
debate about the debate. Feedback is cool, but debating about the debate is not cool.
But yes, thank you for having me. I do have to go
yeah.
now anyway, so it's perfect timing.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
Gibbs,
Horseradish,
before
good W. Thanks for
Gibbs,
the
before you run off,
It was a
let me-
pleasure,
let
sir.
me- I want to before you run off. I think that the way I would have come at that argument is the entire Olympic team wears USA flags.
I did make that argument. I brought up
Did you?
sports.
Nobody
Yeah.
could hear it, but yeah, okay.
Well, yeah,
Right,
I made that
second-
point. It was like you agree
second-
with sports being a thing. So yeah.
Second, every soldier in a combat zone wears subdued flags. Every single one. The most patriotic people on the planet.
And for what it's worth, there is a proper way to wear that.
There is.
Again,
That's in the U.S.
But
flag
it's not
code.
the flag code. But it's not the flag code.
No, it is. It's in the flag code. The appropriate way to wear a flag on a to display it.
Yes.
But if you chop it up to make it a thing, that's where it technically.
If I may,
Certainly,
combat
everyone-
veteran-
Wait, hang on,
combat
hang on,
veteran
Sparky.
Air
I
Force
wanted to go
Honor
first.
Guard.
Sparky, hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. I said I was going to go first. Okay. The
Grid's not quite
so Matt
finished yet.
Sarabachi, the Marines raising the flag, that never touched the ground. That's not why they were raising it. They were raising it in victory with a smaller flag. The picture is from when it was being replaced with a bigger one. It never touched the ground. I want unless. And Marine Corps history, I even was like, where is this thing? Did it ever touch the ground? I'm not able to find anything, Gibbs, on that. Just
No,
that-
I didn't say
that
touch the ground.
premise
He was
is-
going to say touch the ground, and my premise was, and when I looked it up, and you can.
No,
look
you
it up,
said
that. No, I did not say that.
You
He
said
said it
touch
touched the ground. He said they didn't stop it from touching the ground. I said that when they raised the Iwo Jima flag, if you go and look, it does not follow the flag code in several different ways. And if you're a U.S. soldier, you don't always have the flag being put up, especially because you use it sometimes as a locator, like it's on the map or whatever, in like a visual line of sight kind of thing. All sorts of different ways. You have like flags and all sorts of shit. So
The only
whenever you
thing that
raise
wouldn't
the
be following
victory,
it-
it's
What the
not
hell
always.
does that even mean?
is if it
So if I
wasn't
hang a
illuminated
flag
at
off,
night. That's the
hold
only
on.
thing.
If I like take over a building and we hold the flag, throw the flag over the side of it, and so we eventually go put the flag up on the thing, that's not following U.S. flag code.
Actually,
That's
it
just
is.
playing victory.
Well, it is if the stars are top.
It's
left.
acknowledged. Yeah,
However,
it's
it was on
acknowledged in the
pole.
U.S. flag code 100%.
If
No.
stars are top left and you display it vertically, it's fine.
It
just
does.
has to be
It's
star top
literally.
left.
Why don't you look up right now if it followed every example of the flag code when you do it?
I literally
It's
had
not.
it open for the debate.
Okay.
I can send you the link if you'd like.
I think
All
Gibbs,
right.
you could have made some really good arguments there. I really
Oh, it's fine.
I wish I
I
could have
lost. It's
heard.
okay.
everybody
I'll be
I
make
good.
could.
Throw this
It would have been
flag
better if
across.
we hadn't had the whole spur.
Flip it
That's
around.
cool.
I disagree with that.
I
but
do like your outfit, Gibbs. Are you going
Thank
out?
you. No, I'm trying
There
to go do a
you go, looking
squash match.
sexy.
But all right, y'all be good.
Get
Y'all
out
have
of
a
here.
good one.
Go away. Go do your
I
thing.
will.
Well,
See you,
to be
Gibbs.
fair, that would have been great. I just wish I could have heard each argument. You know,
Yeah.
like all I heard was both of them talking over each other, and I couldn't.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was very hard to hear even from my point of view, and I have all the controls.
Again, I want to point out that part of what Gibbs argued that made him successful in that was the fact that nobody heard Horseradish's argument, right?
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
the
there
point.
is that, but
The
it still
obfuscation was
discredited
the
him.
point. So
It
that's
discredited him a lot.
awful.
But here's now I will argue, Hoser, real quick. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was a patriot, and he violated flag code all the time. The Bud Light girls and their bikini team, they are fucking patriots, and I dare you to say they're not, but
They're not.
wearing flags. And
Hacksaw.
I will say that full chested. They are not.
Average scrotum enjoyer is currently violating flag code as we speak.
Exactly.
No,
No, he's displaying it correctly.
I saw it
as a combat
Actually, yeah,
veteran
it's backwards.
and a former member of the
image.
U.S. Air Force Honor Guard. I understand
Well,
what flag code
unmirror it.
means.
That's just a check mark.
But-
You have to check.
But here's the deal.
Wow.
Here's the real deal. Even the president has displayed the flags improperly because their protocol officers didn't do their job right. Okay, you can make mistakes and still be a patriot. Now, your premise, and you may believe this, and if you do, I'm sorry, but your logic is flawed.
Forgiven.
Okay, you could be a patriot and still disrespect the flag because you can disagree with what your country is doing, and the way you show that is through disrespect of the symbol of that country.
So
That
you're
is-
advocating for burning the American flag.
Oh yeah.
I actually don't care if someone burns the flag, bro.
Aircraft Sparky, let me just. I want to
supposed to
make
burn
another
it if
point here that Sparky's kind of getting to, but he hasn't quite hit yet. There are all sorts of military insignia that have the American flag on it that in a way that is not that does not meet flag code.
Well, there are exceptions to flag code, and there are provisions within the UCMJ that allow for.
Well, I think one of the specific ones he used, for example, was to put a Spartan helmet, or I forget exactly what he said,
The
but
Punisher helmet, the
Punisher
symbol.
helmet. So that actually, just a little bit of lore. The Punisher flag was originally used by a couple of different units in Afghanistan, and actually the guy who wrote the Punisher was got really pissed off about it. But you're not going to tell those guys what they can't do.
Horse, your argument was incredibly based. Don't listen to these beta fucking leftist cocks that want to burn the flag.
It's okay. Not everybody was raised to respect our flag, and that's okay. I forgive you. It's a free country.
I will listen to a word out of your mouth.
One piece of advice.
Then
One
stay
piece of
with
advice
you.
for
You're fucking
horseradish.
up.
Things that are manufactured as like having the blue stripe or the red stripe, those are not violating flag code. This is the flag code stance on it. This is clarification. You can look it up. That if it's manufactured with the blue stripe or red stripe, like the thin blue, like whatever, as much as I dislike those, they are not violating flag code because
I don't
it's
like
not
those either.
defacing a flag.
Section
It's not
8,
defacing a flag.
subsection
It was
D.
created like that.
Section 8,
If it
subsection
was
D, the
changed the
flag should never be used as a wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery. It should never be festooned,
somebody
drawn back,
created-
nor up in
if-
folds, but always allowed to fall.
Well,
It's almost-
I
it's
have
almost
I
like-
have-
If it was a
hold on.
flag
very
first and
important
somebody
about that.
changed
One
it, that
at
would be
a
defacing.
time.
A patch.
Just to clarify, if it was a flag first, if it was a flag first and then somebody defaced it, versus if it was manufactured like that, that would be violating flag code. If it was manufactured like that, it's not violating flag code. Just please continue.
So
that is all.
I actually
don't
have
necessarily
a
agree with
different
that.
line of questioning on this. I understand what you're saying, Horseradish, where you're saying that you would like for it to be following the flag code
Yes,
because
sir.
it's a flag code, and that's what people should be following if they're going to
Correct.
display the flag. And you said that anybody that doesn't follow that is not a true patriot. So, by that logic, just understanding that you're wanting to follow things to the letter of the law and whatnot, you would say that all of our Air Force astronauts that have planted flags on the moon are not true patriots.
Ooh, that's a really good one. And I was expecting him, or I was hoping that he wouldn't get to that one because technically it is propped up in a way that not falling free, so it is technically breaking the flag. But there was a whole thing that I read about why they did that, and they had no choice.
It's three. It's three different codes actually. It's not aloft because aloft would be in the air. Air is defined as 78% nitrogen and 20 some odd percent oxygen.
Yeah, that doesn't
with
exist.
minor.
Got it.
Right. It's only a thing on Earth. Earth has air. Other planets have something different, right?
At any
Also,
rate-
it's not flowing free. There's like three different codes it's violating.
No,
but
you're right.
I
100%.
just look at it like this. I know there's.
Oh, wait,
two
you
other
believe in the
veterans,
moon?
please.
Can I ask
You love this guy.
I know there's two other veterans in here, and
It's flat.
And we may not agree on this. I probably have the spicy take, but at least three veterans, and we don't agree on if following the flag code to the T makes you less of a patriot or not.
Sure.
No.
All of us,
Well,
all of us are willing to put
I
our
don't,
life
I
on
don't,
the
I don't,
line
I don't
for
think
the
adhering to
country.
the flag code defines a
Patriotic.
patriot. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I think
It was a
the
debate.
flag code. The flag code is.
I like it
seriously-
as a prompt.
Yeah, it was a debate
Can I
prompt.
ask a question?
Oh yeah.
Just did.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, just I'm just asking this because I haven't looked up the flag code 100% to the T. But historically speaking, is it anti-patriotic if, like, when people are marching into battle and that fucking flag falls and the next person's like, "Fuck that," and picks it up? Like,
That
isn't
is the correct thing to
historically
do.
what we
That's
do?
preserving
Yes,
flag code. In my
that is
opinion.
correct. That is the correct thing to do. And
So-
at the
so
end, it
argument-
needs to be burned.
So the argument, it needs to get burnt after that. Is that
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, it does
If
have
it
to
touched the
be burned.
ground, or if it's
burned,
if
or
it's
buried.
battered.
one of the
Yeah,
two.
there
It
are
has
a
to be
couple of different
burned.
ways to
If it's
dispose of a
tattered
flag
or
properly.
damaged, yeah, but if it's like, aren't you supposed to inspect
No, if it
it?
touches the ground, you're supposed to.
If
burn
it touches the ground, it's not like you can throw it in the washing machine, bro.
So why
I've got something.
historically when we're going into battles, the flag drops, someone else picks it up?
Yes.
So these
But in
everything that
combat
y'all
situation, also you don't have unlimited supplies. so
everything
you
y'all are
maintain all that after.
referencing.
You would
No,
Yeah,
in
that's a good point.
soldier,
Gentlemen,
not
please.
not as a piece of trash.
everything
Yeah, I
y'all
was
are
just asking,
referencing
honestly.
is everything y'all are referencing is arbitrary, made up nonsense and appealing to authority. All right. The reason why the flag is important and it's important to be able to deface it is
Tell us
because
why we're all Nazis because we're part of the military.
I didn't say anything about Nazis. All right. What I'm talking about is that it's more patriotic if you're, say, a service member who took an oath to the Constitution to actually fight against the government who fights unconstitutional wars currently. But every veteran is a coward for not going against their government who fights constant unconstitutional wars, right? Y'all had a duty to uphold the Constitution against domestic enemies that were the president many times who were overstepping their authority, and y'all didn't do it. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't really care what y'all have to say about the flag.
Okay,
Well,
great.
fuck you and the horse you rode in
All
on.
right, gentlemen, as
Why didn't
much
you?
as I'm already long, I would like to get through this
Braggy.
relatively
Right?
quickly.
Don't brag.
I don't think we're going to get.
I'm
down to
thick
just
for what it's
one.
worth.
Yeah.
Short, fat,
I
long,
don't
and
think we're
skinny.
going to get down to just one tonight, but we'll do the best we can, and we'll see how this is. I got to be honest with you. My understanding of flag code is the same as Grumpelstiltskin's. I would have used that in the argument. Gibbs, I think, took a much more colorful take, or not aggressive take on it. That's totally fine. But at any rate, this is going to be good. So I've got so Pixels has not debated. Is he the only one?
Grumple.
Thanks for
Cleaner and
entertaining my
Grumple.
question.
And Cleaner. Well, Cleaner, I think normally is a judge. So Agrillipus, if you want, if
And
you would.
Grumple.
And
Grumple is
Grumple.
not
Grumple.
debated either.
Oh,
Grumple hasn't either. Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
two
what?
government
What?
sort of employees. Yeah. All right.
Not anymore.
Indian
Indian
more
would
would
you
you
do?
do?
Defense
Happy
contractor,
rate,
but
$5 comes in. Awesome. Thank
Can I
you.
just say
Don't
one
you
real
have a
quick thing
master's
before
degree in, like,
before we
cyber-
throw
You
away?
were a federal employee too?
I just want to acknowledge that I had
No,
told my
I
chat that I would
fairly
eat
recently
my
worked for a defense
hat
contractor,
if
but no, I was
Arson
active
voted
duty
for
for
me, and I followed through on my
I
word.
was with Homeland Security.
2001 to 2008.
So nowhere in the
DOD or
Texas
DOW.
flag code does it actually say that you have to burn it if it touches the ground. What it
No
talks
one
about
cares
is
about Texas
soiled,
flag code.
and the definition
I
of
was going to say
soiled.
Texas
Yeah,
flag code's one
No,
thing.
this is
American
this is
flag
U.S.
code's
flag
something
code
else.
we're talking.
Yeah, U.S. flag code. My apologies.
Are we still
But
talking about flags?
nowhere in the
You can
flag
tell
code
he's
does
from
it say that
Texas
you have
because
to.
as far as he's
Yeah.
concerned.
That's the only real
That's
flag.
all,
Yeah.
all that matters, right?
It's all because
Texas is the
of
best
Texas
country.
anyway.
I mean, no, keep talking about Texas
Well,
flag code. I'm okay.
No, but you're not actually supposed to burn it. The only time you're supposed to burn it is when it's soiled by the old definition, and that would be damaged beyond its old glory.
That's
Right.
what I thought, but I mean, maybe that's
Like I say, like it has to be treated with the same respect that a fallen soldier is treated with. That's the ideal. It's a funeral for the flag. It's not just tossing it in the garbage. It's not just throwing it on a campfire.
Yeah.
There's a ceremony to it and a certain amount of respect that should be done.
I'm going to put
Like you shouldn't see
Pixels
a
and
flag in the
Grumple together.
trash.
I would love to spend another hour on the flag. I really would, but I
I
gotta
had no
go
idea
bed.
it was gonna trigger people like that.
It's fun.
No,
to
no.
talk
I think.
about.
Well, I mean, you got a bunch of patriots in here, so that's what's going to happen. So, Cleaner, are you debating or are you judging? I don't care. It matters.
I'll do whatever. I'm good with either one.
Agrillipus, would you like to step down as a judge, or would you like to continue judging?
No, that's cool. Whatever you want, man. You tell me.
Let's.
I like
let's have Cleaner-
Agrillipus as a judge. I want Anson to step down and Cleaner to step up.
You honestly think Anson's going to step down?
No, but I'm just voicing
all right.
my opinion.
I like the
here,
honesty.
okay?
I like the honesty. I like the
Wait, is
honesty.
Pixels Gorilla Biscuits?
No.
No.
No. Oh, okay. it's like-
Agrillipus. Agrillipus.
Oh,
Agrilepolis is the word.
Yeah, that guy. All right.
Agrilopolis.
I'm hiding. I'm
not
hiding you
the same
guys.
thing
You
either.
guys got. We got to get. We're gonna do Grumple and Pixels, and the rest of you heathens
Uh-oh.
are heading to the back.
Knock him out the box.
I keep seeing
Well,
my,
everybody.
phone light up yellow. Is there sound coming through that you guys are hearing? Because I turned on the monitoring myself and it wasn't doing anything, but I'm also using the free version of the virtual audio cable, so I don't know if it's doing something that
You
I
Full
keep
disclosure,
freezing,
people.
so I'm not sure what your stuff is. I don't
That
know
was
what
the
yours
There is a
one.
little bit of
That was
background
him.
static.
And I actually kept myself
I'm not sure if that's coming
from
through
using
unless
his
that's coming from me,
voice,
though.
which
I think your mic is just really
because
sensitive.
I can do a really good version of them.
Let's try that.
I did not expect to win that.
It's also that you're freezing.
Thought
a little
for
bit.
sure
Anyway.
that was going to get
Yeah,
everybody to
Grillipus,
hate me.
I'll let Cleaner do the rest.
And he's
of it. I
like really
appreciate
popular
you
around
helping
here.
out tonight, man.
Double cheers to that. I never got to say thank you, Frank.
Not dismissed. What is?
I appreciate
Cam is on a roll. tonight.
the raid.
Cam the
I know
King
you're
is on a
not there anymore.
Yeah. Do you have a fan or an air conditioning on near you?
There
I
is
saw
just the computer that's, the fan is running on
that
it.
should
Did.
be.
I'm trying to get it to
So
shut
was
up
that
because it's on.
out there?
on
Any
the high
chance you're
mode.
still?
I got
on my end. Well, hang on. Let me...
Thank you.
Somebody mining Bitcoin
Thank
in
you,
the
sir.
background. Sure, why not?
It looks like.
All right, what are we
That's
going to
okay.
debate, guys?
Yeah, it's coming from this tab. The static, like little static. And my hearing is damaged. I'm hearing it, so that means everybody's got to be hearing it.
What are we going to debate, guys?
The efficacy of the Dinobots in the Transformers movie.
No, the Sci-Fi Week is next week, so or
1996.
in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Not that then.
Not that. What else you got?
I did
I
hate
think-
the
I
fact
think
that
he
I had to
froze.
sit.
Oh no, there he moved. He moved.
No, I'm still moving.
So sad.
I don't know. You had a couple topics that you threw out there.
Walking across to each
I don't.
That you
there was
like?
nothing that's really
Like if I'd have
stood
let
out
him
that-
just do
that
it,
I'm like
I
hard
would have still
on
lost.
tonight
You know what I mean?
Okay.
in terms of like
All right.
in strong opinions or even strong knowledge.
Okay.
Military
All right.
industrial complex, good or
Can I
bad?
just say, Koina,
Whoa.
fucking disgusting my
That's too
hat
broad.
tastes.
Should lawmakers produce?
I am not okay with what
pardon me. Should lawmakers prevent any and all use of financial institution information for identity
But yeah, that's a good question about.
verification?
Ooh, say that one
is that
more
a thing
time. Are
that's
we talking
happening?
digital identification? Is that what we're saying? Digital ID?
Yeah. So should lawmakers be able to use your banking information to identify you?
So
In
that
what
in that purpose,
context?
no.
Well,
In a larger, broader context,
I'm gonna
I'll give
mute
Grumple
him.
this and see if we can refine that prompt and see if maybe he's against it or for it.
I do want to see
I
Grumple
am
go.
pretty hard-lined positive on digital ID. I believe that
And
it
the
should
idea of
exist.
him
However, I
pixelating
believe there are
himself
some
like that is
caveats
actually
with
pretty
it
goddamn
in
cool.
terms of the private key material and how that is
Like,
handled.
that might
but I
be
do
the
think
best form
government
of
has a right
quasi veto.
to unmask and verify and validate the identity of somebody who breaks laws in a public square the same way that they do in real life on the internet, and the only way to do that is some form of digital identification. The problem comes down to when we trust central government or central organizations to issue the private key material, and they try to bake things in like backdoor programs and things like that. So if we were to turn that into a prompt, it'd basically be, do you support digital identity systems being used by the government?
Flag of its- Following codification. America, excuse me, is established for the relations prompt. Yeah, I know we can't claim the moon. Where are you seeing that the U.S. Because if that's true, then the Iwo Jima thing, which I would have yeah. Glad that I actually got to sword fight with him. Yeah, I noticed that. So it seemed. What is it doing? There, it's not picking me up at all. How about now? Wondering if it's because I. Test one. How about that? Is that a little bit better? Testes 1, 2. Testes 3, 4. Close. Okay. So now is that better? Check 1, 2, and I'm gonna sit here and just talk for a few seconds. You know what I'll do? I will sit here and I will say I got to sword fight with the dude that I wanted to. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it would have. Is there any background noise? Are you able to hear me snapping my fingers? Or only when I talk? Whatever. It'll be fine. All right, let's hear your grumple.
Oh, that I do not agree with that.
Oh no,
You guys are too, too similar.
Ruby.
Illegals getting.
Yeah, I say take it all away, and I say make them all live in.
I
tents.
got you. Should all U.S. citizens be required to serve at least 2 years in the military?
I would say yes.
Forth on that one.
I do as well.
Wait, service equals citizenship. How about this one? Straight up
Ooh,
Starship Troopers.
Are
Not
you
just
for or
military,
against
though.
it? Because I'm against it.
I mean, I'm pro.
Oh, we
Are you?
got it,
Okay.
baby.
Which
We
also,
got it.
also it could be medical. It could be like post office.
Oh no, you make that
something
argument in the debate.
public service.
Shut up.
No, I'm saying as far as the
You're a
premise, it
simple
doesn't have to
monkey.
be military.
Act like it.
I am a simple.
Act like
Yeah,
a simple
I'll accept that premise that it doesn't include just military service; it includes public service.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, he can make his argument in the argument. All right. So he is for it. You're against service for it. All right, cool. He goes first.
Ooh.
He gets the first minute. Give me a
Unless
second.
you
I gotta hit the
volunteer
button
at the
here.
border,
All right,
Quinn?
I got finger on the trigger. Whenever you're ready, start talking.
That might work.
And make your case.
I'm gonna hit this vape one more time. I stayed sober for the first debate. I'm gonna fucking get stoned for the second one. I did not
service
expect to be
equals
this.
citizenship. This is a basic premise, and it would bring us to a point where you don't have people voting on things that they don't have any skin in the game. Why should people who are only going to be the beneficiary of something that have no actual skin in the game be deciding what happens or where money is spent or who and when war should happen? If you are part of the system and putting your own life or whatever on the line or contributing to it, that gives you a leg up on the matter. Not exactly like the Starship Troopers model where political favors, etc., can make certain people citizens that didn't do anything. I don't know about that's not what I'm talking about. Literally, the entire argument is having skin in the game versus being just a beneficiary.
We're pretty close to anyway.
I don't necessarily agree with like tenants having property tax voting rights either.
Yeah, that's time. Thank you, though. All right, I got to unmute keyboard warrior over there. Could hear your keyboard clicking away.
Yeah, sorry, I self-muted myself as soon as I realized that.
No worries.
Okay, so this actually makes it really short. So the idea is that if we provide citizenship to people that provide service to the United States, that gives them some sort of skin in the game, and that offers a reason to allow them to vote or to give them other privileges and essentially the things that you gain in citizenship, right? Is that exchange of service for citizenship. I would say that the underlying thing that is problematic with that is you have foreign countries that can create spies, that can send folks in, that can garner and gain citizenship. My biggest problem with that is that I would say there is no way to vet the people that are coming in, and there's no way to hold them accountable if we allow dual citizenship. So that's problem number one. We allow service for citizenship. It turns the stamp on a U.S. passport to show up, come do something for 2 years, sign up for service, and you get your citizenship. So I think that's just a completely bad premise.
Perfect. 7 seconds left. All right, 5 minutes on the clock. Whenever you're ready, just start talking.
Well, I never said anything about foreign nationals being able to. Kind of along the actual Starship Troopers model was there are I don't remember what the first like tier of people, which it would be a multi-tiered system at that point, not necessarily a caste system like India has, but where you've got people that
I think that word's
can
caste.
legally come into the country, and that wouldn't change much from what we have now.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But you wouldn't be able to vote. That's the difference, is being able to vote unless you do some kind of service. That was where I was going. I didn't know that you were thinking people outside the country that could do that, like French Foreign Legion
Nope,
style.
I was
Is that where
thinking
you're going?
more broad. So if we were to
Okay.
contend with the existing
I love how Grumple is so
laws
chill.
that basically
That's actually why I wanted to debate
state,
with him, is because he and I would actually be more like a
citizenship.
conversation. Like we would be able
There's
to
no way that it wouldn't
engage
apply
as opposed
to foreign
to
nationals, right?
trying
Because
to
you're basically as far as I know,
shit on each
DACA
other.
people, anybody that can get any kind of
And it's funny that Gibbs even said, like,
standing
if
here
I
in
say all of
country
the
can sign
stuff,
up for citizenship, and it's been something they've even or not citizenship, for military service, and it's something they've even discussed, that there are folks that have served military service that are foreign nationals from like Afghanistan.
you make a really
stuff like
interesting
that. I
point
don't
there,
know how true that is,
Collusion.
I don't know how much of that is talking points from the Senate.
Because
Well,
but
let me
it
tell
sounds
you,
like
it
there's
is true
already an
because
open
I had
system to
a
that.
guy that I was stationed in Okinawa with. He got his green card while
If you
he was
believe
an active duty
that
Marine.
we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights,
And I'm okay with that.
Well, I guess there would be difference
yeah,
between
and
rights and
that's
privileges,
where, I
right?
think the issue
So,
is how do you
which
vet,
rights
those people
do you
that they are
think
not
people
working
have
for
that
a
don't
foreign
other people
entity
don't?
ultimately, right? Like we had.
See, I'm going to debate you,
recently
Collusion,
with
instead of this
OpenAI.
because that's more interesting.
Well,
and welcome
how
in,
well
by the
can
way.
you vet them if we allow them to retain citizenship, for example, right? So OpenAI
Well,
hires
I
Chinese
never made.
nationals.
Hold on. I never said that. Like you can retain citizenship of somewhere else. I never said any of that shit. No, in order to join the military, yes, you have to have or do anything. Yeah, there's gonna be a background check, of course. That's
But
not
do you
even on
currently
the
have to
plate,
renounce
dude.
do you have to renounce your citizenship under the current system in order to join the military, or can you be a dual citizen and have military service and serve in all sorts of offices in this country?
It's whatever the
Baseline
current
tier of
immigration
rights that
standard
everyone
is,
gets
which I'm not
because
sure.
of
In order to get a
Jesus,
green card, you
but
have to renounce. I
then,
don't think you do.
but then I
don't think you have
assume
to
some
renounce your,
people, better people,
citizenship
get
to
the
get a green card.
ungraded tier.
He was
Correct.
he was British.
So there's really no major way you can vet this, right? Because if you have dual citizenship,
Why
so the
not?
system allows for dual
I see.
citizenship.
So you were being sarcastic. I
because
thought you
you're
were being
basically
sarcastic,
taking
but you
people at
weren't.
You
their
can still
word,
get a
right?
How did that
background.
guy
Wait,
get his
hang
green
on.
card
No, you're
military?
making an
It's a
entire
requirement to
like
join
either
as a
conflating or making a
LPR. What's
a straw
LPR?
man or something. I'm not sure which one of the things you're doing
like
right now.
how
But
you
of
can
course
get
you can
Hulu
vet
without
people.
ads.
You can do a background check, and if you
I
can't,
see what you're
then,
saying. You're saying,
like,
well,
if
so
somebody's coming
again,
from,
there's a different.
if it's not
There's
like
a difference
French Foreign
between
Legion
rights
where
and
you can just
privileges,
show up
right?
and like, hey,
And so
I
I
wanna
would
do
not
things now.
I would not agree with the
you
idea
still wanna
of
vet
having
people
tiered
that are coming in.
rights.
You got to be
Legal
in the
permanent
country
resident, got
first,
it.
and then
I would be
join.
okay with potentially considering like
that there will never be a case
incremental
that somebody is able to
permissions.
make it through those
I could have
systems.
that
There has never been a
conversation,
case where
but
somebody's made it through
rights,
those
I
systems,
actually
made
do
it appear
believe
that they have
that our
allegiance to this
rights are
country
inherent,
and did not.
but that does not mean that
There
we
are-
don't
there
need
are
to defend
several
them.
cases, multiple cases of
I didn't make a case for that.
military members that have flipped, that have gone to different countries, or military members that have flipped.
See
from
how
other
smooth
countries and come
Grumple
to
is
us.
at this shit?
So there's no
Like,
way
he is
that
the
I could-
most
I could
charming
grant
fucking
to you that
debater.
if we just say that military service equals citizenship, and that we just allow the military to vet them, then we guarantee that we get people that are loyal that get their citizenship. that would happen. There's no way to do that because
Well, people
are
fall through
ultimately
the
their own
cracks.
selves,
Like Bo Bird Dog. Remember misbehavior before the enemy? Dude was a freaking traitor deserter. He should have been. He should.
And he
got a
like turns
45
it
jury
into
right
a
there.
conversation instead of a debate.
It was in wartime. He literally the penalty for that.
I'm
is
wondering how the judges are going to
he
score
should've got
that.
the death penalty. It happens, but it's very, very low right now. Even there's a big thing right now. Maybe an analogy you should be using is gang members getting in, because that's a big thing about gang members joining military branches and getting training and then bringing that back to train up their gangs and their affiliate people. That would be a better argument.
Is that really a big thing?
That would be an issue.
America should try a tiered rights system for voting. Like, what would happen if we let some people's count as a person, but then other people on a lower tier could count?
My concern is foreign nationals because
I don't know if you're being a smartass or not collusion, because I was just about to say, like,
but I care more
we
about
tried that.
foreign
It didn't work so
nationals
good.
using the
And
system and
yeah,
using a
not a
system like that
supporter
in order
as an
to
American.
gain citizenship and then use that to benefit their home country.
Okay, I've said
And I never brought that up.
No, but that's how that's the whole I can think of effectively. Also, we're out of time.
That was interesting. All right, I'm going to start with Cleaner. He's fresh off the bench. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, I had Grumple listed at 9 points.
I was
3
barely even
points for the
listening, to
opening,
be
6
honest with you,
points in the
collusion.
body. Pixels 2 points for the opening, 4 points in the body at 6 points. So Grump got it.
EOD, your mic's picking something.
EOD,
All right. Okay. Sorry about that.
Well,
You got so
let me ask you,
quiet.
can you hear anything while that's going on, or?
Yeah, we heard, like,
it was some kind of voices, like you're watching another channel.
or it may have been us. We couldn't tell.
I think it might have been Pixels, actually, because it seemed to get quiet when he muted.
Well, both of their squares were lit, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry, Cleaner. Go ahead.
Oh, I was at that was it. I was done. Said
Okay.
Grump got it by a couple of points.
Couple of points. All right, Tyler, wade in there.
All right, so going to introductions first, Grumps was on point, and he didn't really stray away from it the entire time. He laid out his conditions and said, "This is where I'm drawing the line in the sand." I feel like Pixels was going off of a caveat that Grump addressed multiple different ways. He said we could just do no foreign nationals. We could do a tiered system where they maybe don't get the same rights. We could vet these people, and he didn't know what to call it, but he called it out. What was going on was Pixels was going to real world examples of how our system's set up now, and then going over to this hypothetical and saying, well, since we can't do it in the real world, it must not be allowed in your hypothetical as well. And Grumps called it out accurately, kind of dismissed it. Like, if Pixels, I don't know if he can hear me, but when you're making these like chink in the armor critiques like you were doing, it's best to treat it like box and stick and move. You got to get one here, get one here. You want to throw them off balance. You
We
don't
allowed
want
to
just
use that word?
make your whole argument trying to wedge into a crack in the armor like you did, because it gives him time to actually establish his defense. You got to come at it from like several different ways. He addressed your points right up front, and he just kept coming at it and coming at it and kind of mad, and he just didn't relent. And I feel like Grumps just kind of had control, and no critique was made from the negative that broke through the affirmations claim. So Grump hands down.
Okay, and Anson?
Yeah, so I actually scored y'all evenly in terms of my scoring metrics. Both of y'all, well, I think Pexel, you had a little bit more emotional appeal, and Grump, you had a little bit more credibility and logic in your argument than
That's
Pexel
about how
did. But,
arbitrary
just on
Anson
balance,
generally is,
since it was
this
scored
judge.
evenly in terms of my quantitative scoring, I'd say that Pexel won because I felt like I could take him more seriously.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Well,
Well,
I appreciate the
Grump, looks like
subjective
you took
win,
the
and
win there. That was
I
awesome.
appreciate the objective feedback on that. So I'll go to the
Yeah.
back.
What's going on, Chad? This
really
is
have a whole lot to
this
add
is
here.
a single elimination debate
that
that's
was
taking place
pretty
over on
solid. Anybody got
YouTube.
any
I'm
tips or
participating.
pointers or anything like that?
Yeah, I think Grumple won it fucking hands down. Cheers, Grumple. Some great points there. Pixels, you were a little bit lackluster. You gotta know how to come in and throw some bows, bro. That's about all I got for you. Of course, I'm not surprised by fucking Ants and Knowles going against the military, man. That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Wow. Wow.
Can I just say that I really enjoyed watching the way that Grumple turned it into a conversation. And basically he has a disarming way to make it difficult to be mad at him. And so if you can't attack him at all, like he just turns it into a conversation, and it's really difficult to fight against.
That's called charisma. Grumple has it.
1000%.
One thing I did like when Pixels brought up the thing about the foreign people, Grumple came up with the actual great argument. We already have foreigners that become citizens through service in the military. When I
Not
was in Turkey,
necessarily
deployed for
facial
Operation
expressions
Iraqi
specifically,
Freedom,
but he is
we
just a completely
actually
arbitrary
enlisted
voter.
a couple of
So,
Turks into the
like the
United States
judge,
Air Force,
in the
and they
bottom.
earned their citizenship through
He,
service.
he generally despises
And
me, and so he has
they weren't
historically
like
always
Hassan,
like voted against me. He
they were
voted
real
Yeah, I
just
served.
to
I served
spite
with
me, I
several
think.
people that were along that same
But
path.
made me
yeah,
eat my hat.
They tend to
So
be
there
great
are
people.
three judges, the
They were
two guys on the
dedicated
bottom,
and more
and
focused a lot of times than some of the
guy
lower
in the
performing
top right
airmen,
corner.
honestly.
And actually, they broke some of them ended up breaking the flag code.
Grumple said that
here and
people
there
shouldn't be
throughout
able to
the
live in property tax
They were
sustainable
still
landowners, but we're
patriots.
still going to be like,
So,
that's a
Alright,
great
that's
point.
points behind
Oh
it.
yeah, no, I'm not agreeing with his points.
This was actually a pretty
Collusion,
good
to be
tit for
clear.
tat, and Grumple showed something
This
that
is,
I think
I'm agreeing with his debate
a lot of
style, with his
people don't
approach,
really
with the way that
recognize
he,
in
the way that
debate
he
world 'cause we
can
don't see it a whole
actually
lot, but
engage with people
when they were
instead of
kinda
feeling like
going
he
back
just
and
needs
forth
to
with
yell
their
at him or
ideas and
shit on him
thoughts
or
on the
insult him,
point,
et cetera, et cetera. So.
he said, "Well, hey, look, maybe a better argument would be like this because I could actually see some validity in that, and we'd have to figure something out for that." You know, he turned it into something more than just, "Hey, let's see who can stab each other the most."
All right, so I've got an issue here in that we are really long tonight, and we still have, I count five debaters.
I'm actually good with taking a knee if you guys want me to. So, because I'm sure
I
that
don't want anybody to feel like they need to take any. I'm trying to figure out
As
how to
long
make
as the
this
anthem
a
isn't
little
playing.
faster. I'm trying to figure out how I can
just one
kinda
knee, Grumple, just one knee tonight.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, who do we want to see next, guys? Who wants to battle it out?
I'll
take
Do a 2v2 grid.
No, I don't do TV2. That's just turns into a weirdness.
Feed me, Grid.
I think
Let's
that's
go.
technically an orgy. If it's more than three, is that
Yeah,
am I
Nah.
wrong in that?
Kind of gay.
I
How
think
about
it's gay.
Marte and Hoseradish?
Marte and okay. All right, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm
That's
good.
easy enough.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds like a
You
plan,
go to
sir.
the back, and you go to the back, but you don't.
Now you got to figure out what you're going to argue about.
Well, let's be working on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will.
And
So just so I can make sure that I actually know how is it you say your name, sir? Because I can never trust Anson's pronunciations.
It's Marte.
It is Marte? All right, cool.
Marte.
Perfect. Cheers. I just wanted
The
to.
reason I have it spelled like that is so that way people can say my name correctly, but I guess that doesn't really work too well.
Oh, I guess that's not okay. So you just spelled it phonetically. That's not actually how it's spelled. Got
yeah,
you. I
that's
got
the
you.
phonetic spelling, so that way you can get my name right. But obviously, it's not working with you. But
Well,
yeah,
no,
just
that's what I was gonna say. But like I said, he has a tendency to mispronounce people's names to troll them, and so that's why I just want to make sure I wasn't just parroting the
You can
troll.
always ask me, right?
That's what I
I'm
did.
right.
That's what I
Literally
did.
right.
That's exactly what I did. I
All
said,
right,
I asked you
all
how to
right,
pronounce
good,
it.
Good shit. All right.
all right.
So
let's
yeah, see, and
what do you
Grumple's already
guys,
trolling. So
you guys are on the opposite side of the aisles for sure.
Okay, well,
have you heard any topics that just to save me from repeating them?
I have a topic. So I think that dating traditionally back in the past is way better than modern dating.
I would be completely useless in that I've been married over 20 years.
This
so
is gonna TTS.
I know
Give me
nothing
one
about.
second.
I know. Yep. Sorry.
from a Purple Heart recipient. I mean, that's probably
Cheers.
a pretty good argument to.
Like I said, I would agree with you, number one, but number two, I honestly know diddly dick about the modern day. I haven't dated since the 90s. So I wouldn't, yeah. In general, I am sort of center left, but I am able to steelman conservative positions either direction. So like virtually anything, as long as I have some scope of knowledge on it, I can bullshit my way through it. So is there something else like not necessarily dating related? How do you feel? We can go with some grounders, I guess. How do you feel about? Ooh, I've got one. Well, no, fuck. That would be too. That would need more than 5 minutes.
I think Grid's hat is more optimal for society than my hat.
It is.
Anyways, but yeah, let's get serious.
I disagree. I disagree. I think that your hat being completely blank like it is definitely better for society because they can supersede or they can project whatever image they want on it with their imaginations. No. How about how do you feel in general about Medicare for all? Let's just to throw something out there.
I'm kind of gray area I'm on the fence right now about that. And
Okay.
plus, yeah.
Okay. Nope. Cheers. I shot down yours. You shot down mine. We're tit for tat. Grid, do you have one to recommend? Throw us something neutralish, please.
I'm against polyamory.
Polyamory? You said you're
I'm
against
it. I don't think that that's a good prescription for society.
Let's see.
See, I'm about personal freedoms. I could probably argue against that if you wanted to, but yeah. What do you have? Because my wife, would nail me to a wall.
I'm looking for something that'll suit you guys.
How do you feel about How do you feel about vaccines? Do you feel that they should be mandatory? Do you feel that some of them should be mandatory? Do you think that they should be?
I don't feel that they should be mandatory.
Any
I
vaccines?
have another TTS coming in, guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You guys just can't do it.
Say that the aforementioned abuse is a great case to say the likelihood of Medicare for all would fit. Ooh. See,
yeah.
Aforementioned abuse.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's why aren't you in here debating, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. That might
okay.
have been the guy that got kicked out earlier.
I think that white guilt is a psyop. It's not a real thing.
Actually, I kind of agree with that.
I think that whites should get reparations from blacks. We can debate that.
Wow. I know exactly how you would lay that out as the thing, and I'm trying. Give me a second to think if I can knock that over because I know where you're going to take it.
These are all.
And I think that one would get real TTS or not. I mean TOS.
Blacks shouldn't get reparations. How about we whittle it down to that?
Okay. How about should couples be required to prove attendance in at least 6 months of counseling, professional or religious, before allowed to file for divorce?
Ooh, say absolutely not.
I agree. They should get that prior to divorce.
All right, we got one.
All right, that was easy. It's right out of.
Well, I actually really liked that last one that you said as well, and I was going to go with that one because regarding reparations, but. Again, yeah, that's
reparations.
Whole
So we can get really close to TOS. With
exactly. That's like I said. That's exactly why because I have like limited examples. If you can directly show lineage that ties back to, and that family still has money, I think that you. But again, like I said, that's a whole thing.
Sure. All right. So
what was it again, sir?
Hold on.
It's 6 months of counseling before divorce.
Yeah, I want to hear what that. I just want to write down the points.
I'm going to read it. I'm sorry, I scrolled past it, so I gotta go back to it. Should couples, I'm going to say married couples here, not just living together or whatever, be required to prove attendance in at least 6 months of counseling, professional or religious, before being allowed to file for divorce? Now, this mirrors the new Tennessee covenant marriage laws, where we require, I believe actually in Tennessee, they require a year of counseling, I believe, before you can file for divorce. So, or be granted a divorce. I'll have to reread it, what the Tennessee law is, but that has nothing to do with the prompt. The prompt is, should couples be required to prove attendance in at least 6 months of counseling, professional or religious, before being allowed to file for divorce?
Yeah, I think they should. This is like the classic Andrew Wilson versus James Sexton argument. I can debate that.
I don't know who either of those people are.
Good. I'm glad you don't. Let's continue. all the more for me. Let's go.
All right. Okay. So you'll be the affirmative, Marte.
Yes.
You will go first, and my friend over there will be defending, and he will go second. Just whenever you're ready, you'll have 1 minute. Just start talking.
Okay, this helps to preserve marriage and family stability. So if you look at this, I've done a lot of research on this. It indicates that 70 to 75% of couples who engage in therapy report improved relationships. Statistically, you can look this up anywhere else. And not to mention this, but it also reduces societal costs. Divorce imposes significant economic burdens on society, from increased reliance on social services, the higher legal system costs, things like that. And I can even approach this on the encouraging accountability and effort. Mandating couples upholds couples' accountability for their commitment, also protects vulnerable parties. So in many cases, one spouse may feel pressure to agree that a divorce without fully exploring alternatives can be a thing. Counseling also provides neutral space for them to address power imbalances. I'll concede my time.
All right. You had 15 seconds left. That's awesome. Just start talking when you're ready. Horseradish.
So, I personally do not believe that the government should be involved in marriage in any way, shape, or form, that the benefits to the government or that the government's awareness of or interference in a civil union of any sort between any two people is an invasion of our privacy as citizens. I believe that we have a freedom from religion as well as a freedom of religion. And as such, we should be able to conduct our lives regardless of the predispositions of our religious founders. And I'll concede.
I'm really glad you brought that up, because in nowhere in my argument that I state the government.
Hold on.
I was about to say, yeah, the time hasn't started. Go off, King.
I know you guys are ready to go. All right. I've got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's make this a good, clean fight, guys.
Oh, yes, sir.
No hitting below the belt. Just keep it clean. Keep the ad homs down. All
He's
right,
too
ready?
pretty for me to insult, sir.
Okay. All right. You ready? Just start talking.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the government, because nowhere did I mention government overreach. Counseling can happen through church clergy, things like this. So we can even
The
have
word
communal
required.
support through community.
The word required was in the prompt, which means that it is enforced by law. If it is requirement, if it is a
any state, this could be from church authority or anybody else,
but
like
required in order for if there has to be somebody who is able to prevent you from dissolving your marriage, and that would have to be the government.
Well, too.
That would have to be the government, though. Okay, so I don't speak on behalf of religions because I'm not a part of one. I would not tell one.
Be married outside of the government.
You should be able to. I do not believe that the government should be involved in.
Through the abstract, I can demonstrate this, right? Which is future whole point. Right.
No, it does not. So again,
It does.
Okay, please, by all means, demonstrate it in your abstract.
Okay, so if we can have marriages outside of the government, which means like
we
civil
can't.
union, things like this, we can even say that, people, in a marital situation could say, okay, through the Orthodox Church, I could say, well, I want to just submit the government from this. This is something that we would encourage in society, but who would we appeal to in this marriage?
What is the purpose of marriage? And more importantly, what is the purpose of divorce?
The purpose of marriage is to, by the way, we're kind of skirting along.
No. This is very, very directly on the subject. Please answer me.
Right. No problem. I have no problem addressing this. So the purpose of marriage is to represent the body of Christ, which means man representing the man and the woman representing the rest of the body and the kids and everybody else like that.
To whom?
To whom?
Who are we representing that to? To the church. So you believe that the marriage should be exclusively to the church and should not be acknowledged or mandated by the government at all? You believe that
I
there
think
should
that
not
the
be
government
laws
should
about
work
the marriage?
hand in hand. I think
Okay,
that we
so you
can
do
work
believe there
through
should be marriage
symbiotic
laws.
relationships with the government. Yes.
You do believe there should be marriage laws, and those laws are going to be enforced by the government, right? So,
No.
more importantly, a
hold
divorce.
Hold on. The
Let me.
enforcement arm, as far as child
This is
support,
super
things
important,
like
man.
this,
Super important. Is there a? Because I don't know the answer to this. Is there a church out there that actually will divorce a marriage? Do churches
Yes.
sanction divorce? They do.
Churches can sanction divorces.
Okay. Is there special criteria
If you look
before
at
them to
Hindu
allow it?
relationships, they can do this. That's why they
Okay,
have
and
fewer
if
divorces.
that church dissolves the marriage, does it also dissolve in the eyes of the government for purposes of inheritance, for purposes of insurance, for purposes of property ownership? Does that marriage dissolve if the church dissolves it? The answer is going to be no. And so in order for the government to implement, in order for the government to enforce marriage laws,
outside of
I
governmental
let you talk,
authorities.
my friend.
So no.
Please just let me say, in order for the government to enforce marriage laws, they have to have some sort of control. In order for it to be a requirement for the divorce to go through, it has to be mandated by the government, in which case the government is involved in our marriage, and the government should.
Who do we plead to as Orthodox Christians? By the
I
way,
don't
that's
plead to
my
anybody
belief
as an
system.
Orthodox Christian. That's the point. We're talking about marriage being divorced and
We
that
have
being
to go through a tier
required
system
to
before
go
we can
through
Go
something.
to a government authority. We have to do this. So if I want
But not
to do
everybody does. So again, the only thing that's universal is the
Correct, which
governmental,
you can't make a
governmental
monolith
enforcement of
this.
marriage
You're
laws.
literally making a monolith, and we can't
I'm
do that
not.
with it.
You can do whatever you want in your church. You have that freedom, but we also have the freedom from religion. And the only people that matters in my marriage, other than my wife and I, seems to be the government. And so, in order for us to get a divorce, we would have to go
That's
through a
you.
process. We would have to go through the process to get that divorce. The prompt here reads that a requirement to that divorce is going to be us going through some sort of counseling. So I am still
Correct.
answering to the government
Who
in
do
order to
people do
divorce
marriage
my
counseling
wife.
through? Who do people do marriage counseling through? The church?
Their
If they're
doctor,
religious?
their psychiatrist, their
They
church,
can do
their
this through that
school.
too, right?
Yeah,
You're granting me all of this. I
I still
appreciate
have
that.
to require, in order for it to be a requirement, there has to be somebody who's going to enforce that divorce from being divorced if I don't meet those requirements.
Through a
If I'm not
Christian
part of your
ethical
religion,
system, I
if
can
I'm
do
not
this.
part of your religion, then your religion has no bearing on me and my
Correct,
requirements.
but that's your own choice. You can appeal to
Right.
government authority, or you can choose to
But
opt out and then have a religious ceremony.
We've already established that if your religion dissolves your divorce, it does not immediately also dissolve it in the eyes of the law. The required part is inherent to laws.
Well, that's the choice. I
Someone
think
has
that
to
we can
enforce it.
mitigate divorces if we have a process of a 6 month.
I don't see why we need to mitigate
can
them.
actually think through
That's
their
my
decisions,
problem.
Whereas, so no fault divorce.
My
no-fault
marriage has
divorce
nothing to do with
horrendous.
you.
We can avoid this through, if a wife wakes up and says, because you breathed wrong, I could just end
That
this.
is absolutely
This
her
actually
private.
solves
That is her
divorce.
private right as an American citizen. Yes.
Correct. So even omitting the state, I can definitely make a case for saying that we can mitigate divorces by saving
you needed a
costs,
secular
and not making this, but help the family stay together.
And time scene.
All right. That was good.
I
was
enjoyed
good.
that. Thank you, sir.
for not speaking over each other too much.
We tried to not
appreciate
to.
a horse
Yeah,
ride.
same back at you.
And that was really good. I can't wait to get to the comment section. There
were comments?
Anson, go ahead.
Yeah, Marte won. Hoser Radish. Nobody takes you seriously.
Good. Thank you, arsonist.
Arsonist. Hey,
Go-
he is an arsonist. by
Go
the
go
way. I'm
go
just
set your
saying.
beard on fire, baby.
Hey, what's up, Cleaner? Good to see you, man.
How you doing? I think that during the openings, Radish was touching on some points that would have been really good points to continue arguing. A couple of them he did, but in order for an opening to be really strong and impactful, you've got to have a claim, evidence, and an impact. That's something that the audience can see and feel whenever you're trying to give like an opening statement. Also through your arguments, whenever you're in the meat and potatoes of the arguments, if you can show those things, it'll have a tendency to touch the audience more, which will put you more in favor of winning the argument in the minds of the audience. And he got 2 points in his opening. He did make some good ones. Marte, I got you at 4 points in your opening. You actually did 2 times. Your 2 main points had a claim, evidence, and an impact on society, like how it would impact people. And so you got a little bit better scoring there. Through the meat and potatoes, you guys are pretty touch and go with each other throughout the rest of it. It was real close to the rest of it, but the openings really sealed the deal, and I had Marte 2 points higher than Horseradish on this one.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right, Tyler.
Muted, bro.
I want to say I hated this one. You guys got bogged down in an argument about the prompt. Horseradish will tell you the only debate I've lost on his channel, we lost 0 and 3, and I also would not let go of arguing the prompt because I know how important it is to get that prompt on your side. You guys were arguing about requiring proof of attendance, and the entire time you argued about the requirement part of the prompt. And I agree with Horseradish's reading of it that the requirement part means at the end of the day, even if you contract it out to churches, the authority ultimately lies with government, and the church or the person that goes through the church has to eventually report to government to get the marriage officially annulled, to get church assets separated and things like that. I agree with this argument, but I don't think you guys actually argued the point so much. You were just really focused on the prompt, which really kind of made my grading hard because like a lot of the things I judge are how well you argue with the prompt and make your points, and your points were all around what the definition of the prompt. I don't know. It really fucked me up. So I only went with Horseradish because I agreed with him because again, we just didn't get into the debate proper. I feel like.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I can
Anybody
definitely
have any
agree.
comments before I wade in? Go ahead,
Yes, I actually do. And look, Marte, I actually agree with you on a moral basis. However, you have to look at the
So do
setting
I.
in which we're talking. We're talking about it in American society, so we actually have to look at a secular view of it. So, Horseradish is actually correct through the American perspective that there would be no need for this just due to freedom doctrine and things like that. The fact that, honestly, I agree government should not be in marriage, but the fact that we use it for tax code and things like that, there is some incestuous relationship with the government and marriage. So because
Insidious, we'll say insidious.
yeah. But because of
no, he's right.
So
His word usage is right there. It is.
The United State of Kentucky, as far as I'm as far as I'm knowledgeable on, is the only one that allows incestuous marriage.
No, it doesn't. It never has. In fact, the
Okay.
incest capital of the United States was Arkansas.
It's a
I understood what you were
If we
saying,
just
sir.
accept that fact for a moment.
He's got a cousin wife.
Guy.
My state.
He was talking about the relationship between government, marriage, and religion, and how it's all incestuous.
Familial.
That's proper word usage. I
is
understand the big
entwined.
words. Don't be scared of them.
I understood you too.
understood what he was. I understood what he was
I
meaning.
knew you did, Cleaner. I knew.
Because of the setting,
That's 4 syllables. It's not that big a word.
because of the setting, I would have to give the win to Horseradish because it is actual applicable to modern society in America. But like I said, I agree with you morally, Martin. However, we are not a moral society. We are a society of laws. And in order to follow that idea, we have to follow the law.
Well, something though with it's not all states require you to have a state marriage certificate. You can only be married through the church. Also, in
That's
some
true.
states, if the church dissolves the marriage, the state doesn't get involved in it at all. They leave all deferment to the church itself.
That's
So,
my point. There's 4 states that do that. Yeah.
Okay.
What states are those? I'm curious.
I gotta check it again.
Well, it's irrelevant because nowhere in the prompt said in the United States of America, this is the case. None of that shit matters. It was simply the prompt was really simple, and this is where I think you got bogged down. You shouldn't have.
Can we
hopefully-
reiterate the prompt?
Huh?
Can we reiterate the prompt?
Yeah.
couples be required
But
to
actually,
attend
before I do that,
counseling.
I got to re-trigger this TTS that came in. You
Oh.
guys can't hear it because it comes through on YouTube and Twitch, but the guy paid money, so he gets his TTS. I will disagree with the point, but let me pardon me. Let me
I thought you were able to bring them up on the screen on in the not StreamYard or what Stream Talk Studio. I thought you were able to bring it up into the bottom when.
Oh, you mean the
like when
TTS,
TTS or super chats come
yeah,
in.
the TTS is there, but
Is
it's
that
text to speech, so you can't hear it.
Hey, Grid. After
Right,
you're
but
done, can I
having it
respond
up on the screen would let everybody know that it's
Yeah.
happening.
This is kind of a more. This is almost. This is a lot more of a hot button than I thought it would be. So first of all, the prompt was, should couples, and I clarified married couples, not just people living together, be required to prove attendance in at least 6 months of counseling, professional or religious, before allowed to file for divorce. Nowhere in there does it says to the state. Nowhere in there does it say to any specific organization. Now I want to.
The priest or the pastor would normally do that. And
hold on. Right.
traditional
Yeah.
terms.
Grid's right about this, but go on.
Hold on. Marte, I would have gone with horseradish because you weren't as clear as you could have been that you were looking at. I mean, you came in towards the end that you were okay. This is in the idea of a more religious marriage, horseradish shocked me because I did not see it coming. Him saying that he wanted the state completely out of marriage. You should have said, absolutely, I agree. No state in the marriage, 100% through the church, 100% through whatever religious organization or cultural organization that you choose, and get the state out of it. 100%. You should have backed him on that, and that would have given your argument more credibility when you said, okay. When he said, well, the requirement that seems to appeal to government. No. The religious authorities, secular authorities, whoever marries you, that's who you're going to get divorced from, right? I didn't feel like you made that case strongly enough, and he was able to constantly come at you with the idea that whether, and I know you weren't, but he was constantly able to put you in the box of you're endorsing state marriage, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
He was constantly able to put you in that box, even though I heard you say, no, that's not what I'm talking about. You had the opportunity from the jump to agree with him and say, thank you for agreeing with me that the state should not be in my marriage, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually what the new law in Tennessee is reinforcing covenant marriage, which has to be through a religious organization. And obviously, and when he asked you about, churches being able to divorce people, of course they are. Of course. Who else does that, right? Like, I mean, obviously the courts now, he should have made the argument that, okay, let's say that you do the 6 months of counseling and you get divorced through the church. Who decides who gets what? Right? Like, now there are legal implications here. How do we do that? He should have done that. And both you guys, I mean, look, I understand it's 5 minutes, right? It's not 20 minutes where you can flesh out all these arguments, but go ahead, horseradish. I'm sorry. I just wanted to.
I just want to make sure, because I also want to hear what Marte says as well, because I know he's got some feedback and some. So I enjoyed the hell out of the conversation, and you are absolutely right. I was intentionally honing in on the word required and tying the word required to the fact that there has to be an authority, and I had to keep it as a government out of marriage, because I agree. Like I said, I agree with you conceptually, Marte. Like I said, I've been married over 20 years. Like, I would fight fucking with everything I had to keep my marriage together, if that means whatever I got to, right? So you don't do that accidentally. You don't get that far accidentally. So I'm all about the usefulness and the sanctity of marriage, et cetera, et cetera. But I had to keep it in the field of, I don't want the government to require me to do anything in regards to my marriage. And that was the reason that we had to stay there, was because I couldn't do anything if we didn't stay there. If I didn't get him to at least understand or agree with the idea that required means authority means government. If we didn't get past that, then my argument was fucked. So
in order to keep my marriage together, we got to keep these debates moving.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Debate next.
I was about to say, I wanted to hear Marte, please, if that's okay, and then I'll dip.
It was a very good tactic on his part keep putting you in the box that you never agreed to be in. That was awesome. It was really good.
I do want to say, horseradish, that I call myself a somewhat experienced debater. So for you to do that is pretty masterful. So I give you kudos. I
Thank
give
you,
you a
sir.
W myself. I would say you were actually the winner of that.
I appreciate
You play devil's advocate amazingly well. And to Jason's point, I do want to, this isn't refutation at all. This is just some feedback and clarification on my point. I was arguing for a prescriptive, I would say, a measure for society. And that's solely on the basis of the foundation of saying, what would we like? And I'm making an ought claim, not an is claim. So I think for him to use requirement is saying, well, that's what is happening right now. But I was constantly thinking in the ought version of this. That's all I wanted to say. That's just my feedback. Yeah.
I appreciate your time, sir. I appreciate all y'all. Grid, thank you very much,
Great
sir.
having you. I really appreciate
It's a
your
pleasure as
time.
always. I'll see you guys later. Toot toot.
We'll see you guys.
Hey,
We'll see you later.
Horseradish, keep it sexy, man.
Take
You
it
too,
easy, man. Good stuff.
Sexy bitch.
All right. Well, that's it. All right. Where are we at? You know what? We'll just leave that shit up for now. I'm going to talk to you guys for just a half a minute. Worked out to be 3 hours. That's not too bad. Hopefully Auntie's not going to be too mad at me, but I guess Koina, I mean, I didn't feel like I had won that because I didn't fucking win it. The judges said I did not win it. But I guess when my opponent says that I won it, I should take that as a win. So you're saying that dude had debated who? You were saying that guy had debated Destiny before? I hated that first fucking debate, man. The Groofus debate. I hated that. I did not like having to fucking talk across him like that. That shit irked me so bad. But I knew if I just sat there quietly and let him babble, right? Like that I would never get anything in and it was going to be a loss. So him and Gibbs just debated Destiny. That's funny. Well, at least one of them called me masterful. I guess I could put that in my pipe and smoke it for the night. Anyways, Gibbs in Arizona live. Other dude a couple weeks ago, maybe on stream. Nutty. Well, I guess that, I mean, if I'm not winning shit though, I don't get to put it in the W column. And so all I know is that I'm enjoying it. It's fun to actually get to debate people instead of just watch people debate. And I'm hoping at some point I can find a neutral moderator and I can have, not to put myself in the same category as you, but you, Let's Chief, and me, I think would make a fucking hell of a team. And so, my Eskimo brothers, yeah, I guess so. We've stuck it in the same hole. But yeah, if I could basically get Grid, because I've never seen Grid debate. I've been inviting him. He has not been responding to my prompt list. So I'm hoping he will, but we'll see. I think it would be dope for like I said, 3 of us against 3 of them would be, and we would have a neutral moderator and get good voters. That would be extra dope. Hey, what's going on, Jixer? I see Chad on there. Oh, there you go. Oop. Those were gunshots. Did y'all hear the gunshots? That was 2 gunshots. Sounded heavy caliber, too. He's intimidated by me. Yeah, not likely. Again, like I said, I think that it would be super duper fun to make that happen, but the fact is, I'm just not cool enough. I'm just not cool enough. All the cool kids don't want to play with me. It's okay. Jixer, would you ever want... Oh, you're like super TOS though, bro. I remember. You were a Molotov cocktail. Yep. Yeah, like I said, if I can facilitate it, I will see what I can do. Sound of pans in my kitchen banging together means my wife is mad. Yeah, fair enough. So I have an off like my recording studio is like a separate building. And so like I have no idea. She could be like super duper mad at me. She could actually be sitting in there watching right now and just seething, just ready to fucking lay into me as soon as I click shut it off. So to that end, I'm actually going to go snuggle up to her and watch some fucking Game of Thrones. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a night that I'm not usually on. That was super dope. I appreciate y'all cheering for me and saying nice things to me, and anybody who followed or did anything, I appreciate that too. So, you know what? Let's see if we got anybody streaming. Let's see if we can raid out to some. What we got going on? Who we got? People I follow. Hey, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's go right into a conservative. TBH, this dude looks so much like my nephew. Like, this dude could be kinfolk. Real talk. So, but he's conservative, but he seems like a really nice guy. So I've thought about inviting him to the debates. We'll see. Whatever. Don't forget to like. Laters, y'all.
Can I watch? Were you expecting that answer?
I mean,